don't care if you've been Luke Skywalking on these haters. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Dro. Smoke me out, fam, with that dank shit. On my left, the oldest ninja in the world, old ninja.
Supreme Leader Kylo Ren did nothing wrong.
Oh, we gonna get into it. On my far right, and the engineering on the ones and twos, choke people out on the threes and fours, Chronos.
May the dank be with you.
And last but not least, we got your boy Blue.
Failure is the best teacher.
Nice. We about to bring this heat. Who we got up? Whomstead have we got up in the chat all fucking ready?
Got Paulo Lamine. What's going on?
What up, what
I
up?
haven't seen you in the chat before. Appreciate it. I'm pretty sure you're from Brazil because you're asking for Anita. And we just did a react to that video. So
Yes.
we'll release it shortly.
This weekend.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And our listener of the week would be, of course, Mr. X, but also Sean Ferber.
Ferber, all right.
Yeah,
Sound new.
Thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it.
Love it. We got a very special pouring out Hennessy. We always start off the show showing our respects. This week, actually, Chronos, not Old Ninja. Why don't you take this one?
Yeah, so this one's going to hit a little close to home for me. A friend of mine named Roman Murillo Jr. passed away over the weekend. He passed away in his sleep next to his wife, which is pretty brutal. I actually met him through another friend, and he was one of those guys who he was... it was pretty inspirational because a lot of people fuck their lives up, but very rarely do people get their shit back together. You know what I mean? And that's what he did for the most part. He fucked part of his life up, and then he got his shit together, and he married the woman of his life. So he got the girl in the end. And
Kids and all that too? Or?
he has 3 kids.
Wow.
They span from 10 to 20. So, yeah, it was real unfortunate. Wasn't expected. It's a bummer. But I am going to ask, our listeners if you can donate. I'll put a link in the description of this podcast. But he had moved to Hawaii, and his kids are here in the contiguous United States. So they need help covering the expenses for his final expenses, of course, and also getting his kids to the funeral that's going to be in Hawaii. So I donated, and I put out some tweets and stuff on social media with the GoFundMe account where you can help. Any donation would be helpful. If you got $1, $5, doesn't matter. Anything would help at this point. Yeah, like I said, I'll put it in the description. And it's a real shame that this happened to a great guy and somebody that really learned from his mistakes and got his shit together. It just sucks that somebody gets taken this early. This isn't even like the first person that's passed away. Like, and I'm not even that old, but it's just weird to have people passing away like already. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Homestead of else we got?
So this one's a little strange. She passed away about almost a month ago. She passed away November 30th, but their family just released the news today.
All right, who?
So we have Heather North. So you may not know who she is, but you know her voice. She is the voice of Daphne Blake from Scooby-Doo.
Okay, yeah.
So she
From the original.
The original Scooby-Doo. So she did some stints on Gidget in the 70s, but in 1970, she started doing voice work for Daphne. She continued all the way through the Scooby and Scrappy Adventures, and she was also in the Hanna-Barbera cartoon Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels as Lonnie.
Nice.
So R.I.P. to her. And then we have Combat Jack. I guess he's a hip-hop podcaster, and he used to be a lawyer for Def Jam. So his podcast had guests such as LL Cool J, Nas, Nori. He had colon cancer. He died at the age of 53.
Still very young.
Yeah.
R.I.P. R.I.P. All right. Meat and potatoes time, motherfuckers. We'll start it, and we're gonna have some special guests join us a little bit later on in this. We gotta jump right the fuck on in. Everybody in the nerd world has been waiting for our breakdown of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
So PSA, we're about to spoil the shit all over this. We're about to Peter North fucking spoilers all over the place on this. So if you have not seen this,
Bustin'.
or if you're curious about our review, this is going to be super spoiler heavy.
And Stitch isn't here to ruin it, so.
Yeah, he's not here to hate. I know he's
Bringing
probably
his
going to be in the
dinosaur.
chat to hate.
Yeah, he's Christ debating over fucking raptors and T-Rexes and shit right now.
So if you're listening now in our live chat, I'm gonna try to watch and see what people are commenting and kind of give your voice into the conversation as well.
Yeah, if you have questions for us, just put them in the chat.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep up with it.
And
Yeah.
if you're listening to this outside of the live stream, hopefully I'll do an audio check right now, and I'll tell you when we stop talking about Star Wars.
There we go.
We need like those like Star Trek, Star Wars alarms and shit.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
fucking buzz everybody. Wait, here we go. Okay, we're back.
First and foremost, super polarizing film that has basically split the geek world in terms of their feelings on it. So that being said, I'm gonna start with you, Old Ninja. You are probably the biggest Star Wars stan that we have on the cast. Why don't we start with some of the positive? Because we almost always go negative first. What's the thing that you liked about The Last Jedi the very most?
Ooh. What I like the most, I'd have to say, damn, I'm gonna have to side with Prodigy on this. The one that I was actually impressed with was Kylo Ren. I felt like he had the most development from The Force Awakens to this, and I was more intrigued with his backstory and what happened between him and Luke. I was super interested in that. Also, I mean, I wanted to know more about, the first Jedi Temple and stuff, but as, like, the interaction between Rey and Luke, that kind of went away. It became more about what happened to Luke and what's going to happen with Rey. So those are the two main things that polarized me the most.
That you like, in general, you like those. Okay.
Oh, yeah, those are the two that stood out. Like, every time it cut to, like, Act 2, I believe that's the name of the island, and then when it would cut to Snoke's ship, I was, like, waiting to see what the fuck's going to happen next or what's going to be said to, like, try to, like, just polarize me to the seat. So I was on board.
Kronos, what you got? Things you liked.
There's a lot of shit I liked about this. I liked the lightsaber battles were pretty cool. I liked the pacing overall in the movie. I know it was kind of long, but I was like worried because I was aware that it was getting long, but I was like worried that it was gonna stop like the movie before like everything was said and done. I really liked Rose as a character. I thought she was fucking awesome. I liked how they tackled some minor issues about slavery and stuff. That was pretty cool. They had some Easter eggs in there as well. That was pretty cool. There was new, like, fucking red samurai ninja things. There was some really cool shit in there in the movie that I think a lot of people just kind of overlooked. And I also liked how they kind of they really paid attention to the fans when people were complaining about how they just redid a whole story. You know what I mean? Which is kind of true. I mean, the Force Awakens, they kind of just rehashed one of those Star Wars movies. And this one, they made it abundantly clear that they basically wanted to kill off everything previous to this movie. And I thought it was well done in my opinion. Even though it was kind of a little short-sighted, but we can get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was a good movie. So.
All right. Good takes on there. Blue, you were the last one to see this. You had obviously been in New Orleans, like you told us, but you did get this film viewed. So
yeah, I got to see this last night, and I actually saw it by myself. It's very rare for me to go to movies by myself. But so my take on the movie, actually, I thought it was great. I thought it was a good movie. I like how Cronin said the lightsaber scenes were like on point. Especially the last one between Kylo and Luke Skywalker at the end was pretty cool. I like how they introduced more characters, like more female characters. Because if you go back to episode 3, 4, and 5, Leia was pretty much the only female. In this one, we had like a new Asian girl. We had another female working the panel. We had a new captain who took over when shit went down with Leia. That was pretty cool. And then we got to see like so a few more androids and some really.
Real quick, sorry, I hate to cut you off, but people were actually complaining about there was too much inclusiveness in the movie. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, it's fucking space. Like, come on. There's fucking a fish dude. Come on now. There's a giant fucking walking dog. But yeah, one of my favorite scenes is the scene with, what's the name of the airplane pilot?
Oh, Poe?
Poe, when he's flying over the giant fucking Imperial ship, and he does like a cool fucking drift in this fucking in his X-Wing. That was fucking dope.
Yep. Good shit.
Prodigy, what did you think?
So I liked much more than I disliked on this movie. Staying with the positive, the number one thing for me, Kylo Ren makes this film work all the way around. I feel like I did a complete 180 on him. After Force Awakens, I thought he was a whiny kind of emo, unrelatable villain. In this one, he makes sense to me. His feelings about his family, his feelings about Luke, his feelings even about Han, and his feelings about the rebellion in general all make sense from his perspective. I feel like he also got elevated to me where I put him almost like Thor or Wonder Woman or Hercules in terms of like a demigod like status in the realm of the Jedi and Sith and whatnot.
Who are you talking about?
Talking about Kylo.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
You're fucking tripping.
Hold on.
Yeah, let him.
Hold on. He's way up there. I think that Rey is probably on the same level in terms of raw power. But the reason that I put him way up there, the first reason for me was Luke had no fear whatsoever of Vader throughout all of the first three movies.
Or the Emperor.
Or the Emperor, yeah. I mean, their power didn't faze him one fucking bit. But in this film, you see for yourself that Luke is scared of Kylo. So much so that he does the bitch-made-ass move of trying to come at him during his sleep. And Luke Skywalker is basically the Scar from Lion King on this fucking film.
He's Ben Kenobi in this.
But I like Kylo because of that story.
I don't think Kylo is nowhere near like a Thor or Wonder Woman. Fuck that. I just gotta stop. That's fucking ridiculous. He got his fucking ass kicked by someone who wasn't even trained. He got shot by a Wookiee. What the
Talking
fuck?
about for this film?
No, in the last one, he got shot by a Wookiee and he got fucked up by someone who wasn't even trained.
So I'm talking about for this film, because I agree that in Force Awakens, some shit happened that seemed confusing from his power level, and I didn't enjoy him whatsoever. But because his power level is basically unheard of, and you can see that through Luke.
I think Luke is more powerful than he is.
Yes.
He's the most powerful Jedi ever.
I completely disagree with that.
No. He survived his little attack. He fucking projected his entire fucking being onto another planet and tricked his ass. If he was so powerful, how did he not know it was a fucking forced projection?
He was... Well, go ahead. You wanted to get in?
Yeah, I want to break it down, but go ahead and finish before I get going.
I think you can see that he's afraid.
I mean,
Luke.
Well, yeah, for sure. And don't get me wrong. I like Kylo. I don't dislike Kylo Ren, but I think putting him on a pedestal that high is that's kind of ridiculous to me.
From this movie, I think he definitely warranted. Again, Luke was...
Kylo was afraid of Luke too.
See, I don't think so. I think it was much...
bullshit. He had a...
Okay, so...
Okay, go ahead.
For me, the reason that, again, that scene with Luke basically treating Kylo like he was so much of a threat that he had to take him out while he was sleeping. That proved to me that he didn't want to face him toe to toe.
Just like having everybody fire all the lasers at him when he's on the ground instead of coming out first.
He did eventually come out, and I get. But hold on, I get you on that. All I'm saying, we are getting into the.
Yeah, we are getting into.
I thought we were talking about the positive first.
Wait, back to the part with Luke about to kill Kylo while he's sleeping. He wasn't going to kill him. Like he was just like, I guess.
No.
Wait, listen. He was reading his power level, and he could see into the future, and he saw that he was going to transform to the dark side, and then he pulled out his saber. He was going to kill him, but then that future went away, and he started to pull back. But Kylo woke up. And he tried to stop him, but Kylo had already grabbed his lightsaber.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you like to?
Yeah, I'm gonna interject a little bit. So, what Cronus was saying about Kylo, as much as I did like his improvement in his character development, he got cucked 3 times in this movie, maybe 5 if you count Rey and Luke. He got cucked by General Hux. He was cucked by Snoke, and he was cut kind of by Rey. He got cut by General Hux twice, by Snoke twice, Rey and Luke like at least once.
And his mom.
The thing about Luke going to Kylo, he saw the darkness within him. He knew that he was losing him, and by decree of the Jedi Order, he's supposed to smite, the darkness, anyone that could potentially become a Sith. So he was going to do it, but he knew that he was family, and he couldn't kill his nephew. So he scaled it back.
He said when he tells Kylo, or not Kylo,
Rey.
when he tells Rey what really happened, he mentions how like he saw the darkness, but then all of a sudden the future had changed because it wasn't completely decided if he was going to go to the dark side or not.
Yeah, he did say his future was uncertain, but I don't think he saw into the future clearly.
But
he was also afraid of that darkness becoming a new Darth Vader.
Real quickly though, I thought, and I don't have his exact quote in front of me, but I thought his quote, him being Luke, was, "I've never seen this level of power."
Yes, I've never seen this level of
that's
power before.
That's what struck
except
me.
in Ben Solo. It didn't scare me enough then, but it does now.
That's very telling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then so is having somebody fire him for like minutes, instead of just coming down and facing him like a man.
He's not perfect. I'm not saying he is.
And he still got tricked.
Yeah, he did get fooled because his anger for his uncle, who tried to kill him in his sleep.
Oh, he was scared of him. He was clearly scared.
See, if he didn't ever get out, I would agree with you. I really would agree with you that he was scared of him.
I think he was scared from the get-go. He was like, okay, obviously these aren't working, so let me come down then.
Yeah, but he wanted to do it. He wanted to face him head on. But again, I feel like Luke was the more scared because in the middle of the night, that's nothing that anything we've ever seen in a Star Wars movie where someone's trying to take somebody out in the middle of the night.
I don't think Luke was scared. I think he was ashamed, which is probably worse.
So it looks like
worse than being scared.
Matt's ears are burning.
Yeah, Matt from Prereq Live he saw this, I believe, today.
Yeah.
And he is.
But we haven't we got derailed on
Yeah, we did. But I mean we said we gonna go in.
Yeah.
I have it slightly broken down.
Okay.
So a lot of the fan base, as Prodigy said, is split about this movie. Some say this is a beautiful masterpiece. Others are saying that this is utter shit because their childhood got destroyed. So
I say it's all right.
I want to be able to break it down between us and some people that feel that this movie destroyed itself.
D&G are gonna dial in, no?
They are. In like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Give it a few.
So
apparently Matt wants to as well.
Yeah, he wants to like now. He's like
D&G are scheduled. D&G are scheduled.
So do we have time for Matt, or we want to?
We'll keep going. Keep going.
So some of the big things that people were super irritated about was the Mary Poppins Leia, Snoke and his backstory.
What do you mean by the Mary Poppins Leia?
I'll get to that in a minute. Luke and where he is at when we see him in the film, and then Rey's parents, which was super. Those are.
Well, it was the fucking lie.
Yeah. Well, we'll break it down because I know Daniel and Gian got something to say. I know Matt's probably gonna have something to say, but those are some of the ones that I know were the most vocal. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that people were saying like they didn't. There was stuff about the Porgs. Like people thought the Porgs were gonna ruin the movie when they saw it. They're like, well, I guess.
Those are the space chickens?
Yeah, the space chickens. So it was like
chicken penguins.
Yeah, you're really scared about Porgs like being Ewoks or something. Like I didn't get it. Maybe they were scared that this was gonna.
Well, they have to have something in there to sell toys. Like even in the past, like they have the Ewoks and stuff like that. And
yeah, I mean
Jar Jar.
It's always been that way.
I didn't buy a single Ewok toy.
Yeah, no, I had Wicket.
No, fuck that. I had Chewie. I had Luke.
I think I was an Ewok one year for Halloween.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Mid-80s?
Yeah, I had like that plastic mask you can't see through, but it cuts up your fucking face.
Oh, goddamn.
You try to stick your tongue through the hole and it fucking cuts that up.
So Matt is pissed because we'll just dial him in.
All right.
It'll be easier. Let him nerd rant.
Well, but hold on though. Hold on his nerd rant though, because we got Daniel and them scheduled. We're gonna bring him in a little bit later though.
Okay.
Yeah. Real quickly, from the list that you mentioned, Old Ninja, which one of those do you think is actually valid in terms of a criticism of this film? We've talked about some of the positives.
A valid criticism?
Yeah, exactly. What are the valid criticisms for this film?
The valid criticism that is not actually not on this list is some of the plot devices that didn't. I felt that didn't work.
There's some copying from.
Well, there's this one plot device which I thought was fucking. It dragged on, and I thought it didn't make sense. Is Poe Dameron not knowing the plan? So he's their best fighter pilot. He's set up to be like insubordinate, and it comes down to when Leia comes back, like all of a sudden, oh, we were escaping to this planet that has a base, and they could have told him 30 minutes ago instead of making it look like he's the fucking traitor's asshole. And I'm like, this is fucking stupid. All you had to do was tell him the plan, and then he would have set up the rest of the team to get ready to leave to land on this abandoned base.
I got words on that, but if you want to get in, go ahead.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird things in the movie that seemed way too convenient to move the plot forward that should not have been done. The biggest one of mine, which is why I knocked my score down for the movie, because it kept bothering me, was when everybody left the fucking ship and they were like, oh, well, somebody's got to stay behind to pilot the ship. No, you don't. All right, first of all, when you see this fucking chick on the fucking ship by herself, what is she doing? Is she piloting shit? No, she's just walking around watching them get fucking. I'm like, what the fuck was the point? You tell me there's no fucking autopilot on a fucking ship that size?
Yeah, I was thinking
just
that
let
too.
it cruise.
Like, yeah, what the fuck? You don't just you don't got a brake you can just put on the fucking gas pedal or some shit?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. That shit was totally ridiculous.
Like we got to see BB-8 having on that doing that like tauntaun or whatever.
No,
he was controlling that.
Yeah.
Use the drone to fucking control it.
Yeah, the fucking drone. That shit was so stupid to me. And the reason why I hated it even more is because it set up a plot point. Even though it was cool, but to have her turn around and then just do it. But you could have had anything do that. You could have had it on fucking remote control.
You could have had a fucking droid do it. Fucking C-3PO could have gone out that way.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call her purple-haired cunt.
It's
This bitch literally took a 1.5 off the film for me. I hated every scene she was in.
Yeah.
PHC, as she will always be known as.
Admiral Holdo.
Purple-haired cunt. You're absolutely right, old ninja was a piece of shit to Poe for no reason. And the reason why I really hated this, and people got all up in their fucking feelings about, oh, well, Poe is... They use the fucking triggering phrase of toxic masculinity.
Oh, get the fuck out of that bullshit.
Oh my god! But here's my refute to that bullshit. We've seen this before in other science fiction. When we all watched Battlestar Galactica, we saw Starbuck.
Wait, is this them? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Wait, who's that Asian chick?
I don't know. She looks hot though.
I think she's just promo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What up, man?
You hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
We got Gian from Daniel and Gian. Talk to you one quick second, man. We'll ask your thoughts on it. I just got to finish this one thought. But for me, the thing that got me with this chick was we've seen Battlestar Galactica. We've seen fucking Starbuck, who is basically the spitting image of Poe in this. A hotshot pilot, kind of rebellious, does whatever the fuck she wants. Nobody ever had any fucking problem with it. General Adama handled it very well. In this one, Leia and Poe's relationship is handled very, very well. It's not about male, female, anything like that. It's just that this bitch is a cunt and doesn't know how to lead people. And the other thing I'll say is they could have taken that one ship, the medic ship or whatever.
Oh, the frigate.
And there was one person, last survivor on there doing his goodbyes and shit.
Couldn't just light speed.
He could have done light speed into the First Order's big-ass tanker right fucking then, and the plan would have been fine. They didn't do that shit because it was a dumb plot point.
Another fucking problem is, why were they all going the same direction? You're in fucking space. Somebody could have went up. Somebody could have went down, went to the left, to the right. Why are you going to fucking stay in the fucking formation and keep going straight? And then, like, they also talk about how, like, the ship was slow because it's big. They should have been able to outrun them eventually. I mean... They were following them for 6 hours. They should have been able to pull away from them. I mean, they mentioned how, like, only thing we can do is shoot them with our blasters or whatever, our missiles.
No. This is what was stupid about that whole point, too, is what you just said.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of ships that were with that big-ass ship, all right? One of them could have caught them, or, I don't know, 5 of them could have just jumped ahead of them with fucking light speed and then just fucking pincered them. I was like, there's no way that all those ships could not catch one ship basically going impulse speed.
Yeah.
It's just dumb as fuck.
Yep. Let's get is it Daniel and Gian?
Yeah, we're both here.
Oh shit!
Now listen,
where you guys from?
Hold on. They got
Introduce them.
a great podcast. Daniel and Gian talk shit. Friends of the show. They did our roast a few months back. We've never had them on the show. This is their fucking debut on here, but they're longtime friends. Daniel and Gian, what's fucking good right now?
What is good? What Blue's got a set tripping or what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Make sure you guys get introduced.
You know we're talking about the Last Jedi. Everybody in the nerd kingdom has strong opinions. I know that Daniel has spent what $4,000 million trillion on his USC education and thinks he's better than everybody.
Absolutely.
Why don't you, Daniel? Do you want to give a couple takes on why you thought this was a turd movie?
I mean, it's the worst in the franchise. We can start with that.
Damn. You go back and watch episode 1.
It's the worst in the franchise.
Damn.
I stand by that statement 100%. You know, if anyone out there enjoyed those casino moments, those casino scenes, and you shit on the prequels, I don't respect you because those were pretty much lifted right from the prequels. Apologies if anyone has repeated any of my points already. But I mean, let's talk about Snoke's mystery being destroyed, Finn, his character being destroyed. I mean, Chewbacca not eating those little penguin things. I don't get that.
That was great.
I mean, it's Chewbacca. Let's be real here. He would eat that shit.
We've never seen him eat anything.
He had to replace Han somehow, okay? And he replaced it with the little penguin shits.
I'm
just fucking back.
I'm just saying. And
wait, hold on, real
Admiral
quick.
Akbar dying with no proper send off. I mean, I heard you guys were talking about someone who could have sent that ship into light speed. Admiral Akbar doing it would have been awesome.
Good point.
But he died though.
He did.
Before that.
He
That's
died. Speaking of that death scene, I mean, Leia should have been dead. I know you said Mary Poppins. It's more like Superman.
Okay,
Superman.
I got it. Okay, I got to stop you. I got to stop you right there. So, the Leia Poppins scene, I'm going to preface this a little bit. So, Lucasfilm, when they were bought out by Disney, they had the expanded universe. Now, ever since they got acquired, they've been cherry picking elements from the expanded universe that we've been popping up. So we all saw Rogue One. So in Rogue One, they brought in the Hammerhead Corvette. Now that was first seen in a game, which was part of the expanded universe, which was in Knights of the Old Republic. So also within that game, we see for the first time a power called Force Barrier. And it is reused several times. We see it again in the Dark Forces series. We see it, like I said, in Knights of the Old Republic. We even see it in The Force Unleashed. Now we see it in full flesh, visually, live action for the first time, and everyone seems to lose their fucking mind.
With Leia.
With Leia,
Well,
yes,
I
with
think
Leia.
the main reason everybody's losing their mind is because up until that point, she's shown zero Jedi power.
So
other
than sensing other people, but then for one,
Leia does show sense forcitivity in the
she
original.
does. So
but nothing on this level. She's not fucking saving herself from the fucking freezing cold of space and the lack of fucking oxygen.
It's been 40 years since we've seen her on screen before, though, man.
Yeah,
So
and we don't know what.
Well, yeah, but hold on. Yeah, but they could have had something in the first movie, like when they came and landed to save everybody. There was plenty of opportunities. She's in a fucking vacuum of space.
Yeah, so
to throw it to the extended universe is a cop out. I think 100%.
Well, no. Well, my thing. I'm not trying to say that. Oh, you needed to play these games to see this power in action, or else you're stupid. But you look at it on the flip side, we get to see a new force power that is not pull or push or lightning, and for some reason, everyone seems to know how the force works, and all of a sudden, when we see it in a different form, using this different way, in a new way, all of a sudden, no one believes it. Like, all of a sudden, every fan knows how the force works, when it's not true. We really don't. It's the people that are writing it and showing a new direction of it. They truly know how the force works. They could literally make whatever happen.
But to me, it'd be like if all of a sudden Chewbacca had fucking force powers.
Well, we are.
You know what I mean?
We
Like,
just,
seriously.
But we just said that.
No, it
Leia's
is. I mean, he could have force sensitivity. You can never know what he's saying. So
but we already knew that Leia was force sensitive, and we already knew that
I'm
she's
just
a
saying,
twin.
but she the only thing she's shown was like very light shit, not like
Yes.
she never pulled or pushed or used the fucking lightsaber.
So-
All right, but hold on.
Okay,
We went on some tangents here. Hold on. We gotta be Daniel.
of all the times to use it, that's the worst time. I mean, let's be real here. If that's what they wanted to do, to say, hey, let's show something new about the Force, they could have easily, maybe she saw the explosion coming instead of it being from behind, and she stopped it.
Yeah,
or something cool where you actually built it up, and you're like, holy shit, this is powerful, this is badass. Not like, okay, we're gonna have two, pilots blow her out of the sky, and then we'll check back in with her in 20 minutes when she's been floating in space, and she's gonna come back to life. Come on, get out of here with that.
Well, the other problem
that's like
the other problem too they did with Leia was that they kept making it seem like they were about to kill her off.
Yeah.
Like there was that scene where they attack this bridge and she flies from the space, but she comes back, and then also when like you thought she was gonna take over for the ship when they needed somebody to like drive it so everybody can get away, like you thought she was gonna die. You thought she was gonna die earlier when they started to attack the base, so it's like. Dude, like they kept playing with my emotions.
No, I think the main reason why everybody thought she was gonna die is because she's dead in real life.
Well, yeah,
so
true.
we're like, so when's it gonna happen in the movie? And I kept looking for CGI. I was like, where are the CGI parts of her? But I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, she had finished her principal photography before she passed. They were in post production.
I thought they had an out. I thought they had an out to kill her.
Yeah, I did too.
Or they went to the third movie and they didn't use it. And that's a completely different, something different on a production value because I don't want to see a CGI Leia in the last movie.
Yeah, that would be
whatever. I
weird.
personally fucking love the movie. I had a great time watching it. I got hit with the fucking childhood feels at certain points. The Force Awakens did shit for me. I thought it was a mediocre ass movie. It was fucking average as fuck and whatever. It was just cookie cutter. This one, everything that happened on screen, I wasn't expecting it. It caught me by surprise. And I think that's what's upsetting people more than anything else is they thought they were going to be able to predict this movie and Rian Johnson threw him for a fucking loop and rewrote the whole goddamn universe.
Yeah,
because
terrible way. You'd be going crazy if this were the Marvel Cinematic Universe and they did some crazy curveballs like this. You'd be going ape shit. I mean, I know because you're doing it with Justice League and all these. Well, maybe not specifically Justice League, but what DC is doing with their film franchises, you're not happy about it.
No, I'm not happy because this DC movies have been shit except for Wonder Woman.
So
that's a
this
completely
one.
different fucking argument.
This one's been a shitty one. That's my point. The way you're looking at the DC movies is the way I look at this movie.
I think that you're in your feelings because you're a little fucking
It's almost like
prequel fucking bitch.
Because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Hold the fuck on. Wait. Bring it back. Hold on. Bring it back. Hold on. Daniel is obviously a little bit younger and grew up with the prequels as basically his first taste of Star Wars. Is that what I'm hearing?
No.
I was going to say that'd be an awful existence.
No, I grew up with the originals. I did see the prequels in the theater though.
Okay, I mean everybody did.
Yeah. Well, I
was. Let's see. I was 8 or 9 when.
Oh
when
Jesus!
came
God.
out.
Damn.
God damn! Fuck you! Did you hear that? That was my balls drop even further from fucking age.
Yeah.
Were we at age of the original?
Regardless, I'm a fan of Star Wars. I mean, I was a fan of everything that Lucas did. The writing was crappy, the acting was terrible, the direction was terrible. But what he introduced to the universe was 100% purely Star Wars. Okay, no matter whether or not people like it, the Clone Wars are a big deal. We saw Jedis in action that we never saw before. We had Darth Maul. We had Count Dooku. We had a bunch of things that we just never would have imagined. Yeah, you have the extended universe, but that's a piece of paper. These are comic books and video games, but not in the big screen.
We're getting off the Last Jedi on here. We're going to Star Wars greater lore.
We had Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars. Those are two.
Oh, they're just gonna keep going with it.
Rebels is good, and Clone Wars is also good.
Okay.
Both the animated version and then the 3D animated version.
Let's stay off of like all the extended Star Wars universe. Let's focus a little bit more just on the Last Jedi as a whole.
With you, Prodigy. I'm completely with you. I don't understand why people are so upset. A new director came in and took a chance, and I think it fucking worked.
My problem
he went to a different direction. We have new shit. Now you have no idea what to expect in the last installment of this trilogy. You have no fucking clue. You should be excited about it
now
instead of crying like a little bitch about it. Episodes 1 and 2 so much.
But see, now I don't care about it because there's no stakes. Nothing was set up. So here's my thing. It's not that what happened in
everything is set up.
Hold on.
That's the thing. Kylo Ren never had.
Wait, hold on. Let him talk.
Kylo Ren is the enemy, not the fucking Empire, the Emperor who was only on screen for like 10 minutes in the original trilogy anyway, and we want to hype him up like he was a super big badass.
No.
So now Kylo Ren, it's his fucking movie, and you have to take down Kylo Ren.
You're assuming. You don't know that. There's no stakes. There's no lead up to a final battle. There's clearly going to be a time jump here. You don't know how the next episode's going to start. Okay.
You don't know either. To be fair, you don't know either though.
But hold on.
Yeah. To be fair. None of us know because we got Captain Colded because we had the plan, execute the plan. let the plan go off the rails, throw away the plan. That's exactly what happened to us.
Captain Cole.
I mean, you gotta think everything that was set up in Force Awakens was thrown by the wayside. That's my problem with this movie. It's not that Snoke died or Luke died or all these things. I don't care that happened per se. It's that it wasn't written towards that. Okay, I say that The Last Jedi is a response to all the backlash that Force Awakens got. You know, all these things where I'm throwing curveballs. Yeah, that's because they didn't want a cookie cutter episode 8. Sure, I'm fine with that.
Well, they kind of did,
wasn't the idea from the beginning. If they wrote to Snoke, you know, okay, he's gonna die in the second one, great. But you know, you didn't set that up. You set up a huge mystery. He's so fucking powerful, all right, and I'm gonna believe that Kylo is even more powerful than that. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I don't even think he's dead.
Time out. Hold up. One sec. Get in the front.
Yeah, I don't think Snoke is dead, not even for a minute. I don't think Snoke's dead. I think they were bullshitting about Rey's parents as well. There's a lot of shit they did in the movie that were like, they can easily bring shit back.
Wait. Just to be clear, you're saying Snoke can come back from the
for sure. Darth Maul came back.
Yeah, Darth Maul came back.
Yeah,
like
Darth
from being cut in fucking half.
This is true. So, but
also,
this is for those of you who haven't seen this. Darth Maul came back in Star Wars Rebels.
But then also
he ended up ruling over the Mandalorian.
But no, also that one dude from episode 2 or 3, the one that was killing Jedis and taking their lightsabers, that giant metal dude. He got fucked up by
Grievous?
Yeah, Grievous. He got fucked up by
He got fucked up by Obi-Wan.
Yeah, by Obi-Wan, and he came back. So
I don't remember him.
No, he got fucked up by Mace Windu.
Oh yeah,
it was
Mace
him.
crunched. And the Gendik.
Taradowski.
No, because we're going off on other shit that ain't the last Jedi.
Yeah, that's true.
We're just saying how he can come back.
I'm just gonna pull some shit that Matt said in the chat about Luke. He said that Luke, who brought back Darth Vader from the dark side, is going to kill his nephew because he was going too dark or whatever. So
chicken shit ass Luke.
Yeah. So.
But he brought his father back from the dark side.
Yeah, so this is
that's a precursor of how powerful Kylo Ren is.
Yeah. So this is also another thing. Like, so Luke is back, right? He's teaching these people. Now, he's renowned as a great warrior, the one who vanquished Vader, stopped the Emperor, even though it was Vader who did it. And just because he did these great things, and like he says, he became legend, that does not necessarily mean that he's a good teacher.
True.
And it's like the saying that we have here: those who can do, those who can't teach. And so he was teaching these people, and he felt Kylo falling away from him, and he said he didn't want to prevent another Vader. So he has these ancient texts that pretty much mandate.
He don't even read them though.
Yeah, but it mandates him to snuff out what could be a Sith or
like
a Dark Jedi.
Star did to Mufasa.
So he basically was afraid of the potential that Kylo Ren had, but he knew that he was family and didn't want to do it. He doubled back, but it was too late because Ben saw him. Ben became angry and scared, fought his uncle, and everything went to shit.
How could you possibly not when someone basically has the equivalent of a loaded gun pointed at you?
Yeah, exactly. And you're standing over, you turn
and
over.
it's your uncle.
And your uncle, your family, your blood is over you, and you know, like, what else are you standing over you with the lightsaber for?
You should have done it the adult way.
What was that?
Open up lines of credit on him.
Fuck up his credit.
Yeah, your whole life is fucked up, kid.
Fuck up his force credit.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Can't pay your electric bill anymore.
I think this was a great analogy to show that when you put someone in this huge pedestal and you expect all this greatness, and then all of a sudden they make a mistake, it's like, all of a sudden, how can this person make the mistake? They're supposed to be infallible. They're supposed to be a deity. They're supposed to be a hero, a legend, and then they fuck up. And all of a sudden, people can't believe that.
Yep.
Like, he's a man. He's not perfect.
Yeah.
And this is why.
I mean, and basically, let's be honest, like, Luke Skywalker, if you think about it, is the Ned Stark of Star Wars. Like, he took the credit for killing and saving whatever at the tower. But then when we find out this last season that Ned Stark actually, like, the dude, the frog guy, whoever's dad stabbed the dude in the back, and then he finished him off.
There you go.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So,
and it's a lie the whole time.
But
so Ned Stark's going through the kingdom as this great hero that defeated one of the best warriors. And I think the same thing. Darth Vader killed the Emperor, not Luke Skywalker.
But
I meant that.
Nice.
But in the movie, to be clear, real quick, to be clear, Rey asked about Vader, not the Emperor. And it was him. He defeated Vader, so.
Yeah.
Real quick, Daniel, you got yet another quick point?
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea is, though, like, all of what you're saying is true, except Luke never once tried to kill Vader. Luke never once tried to stop the Emperor.
True.
He tried to convert his father back to the light.
Okay,
And-
you did
and so-
see Empire Strikes Back. He wasn't trying to turn Vader then. He was trying to kill him. He went to confront Vader before he found out that he was his father.
Yeah, I was about to say he didn't know his
Lost.
father.
Got his ass.
Still,
beat.
he still went to go kill Vader regardless.
No, I'm with you. I'm saying, yeah, he went, and then in Return of the Jedi, he changed his tune.
He found out who he was.
And I'm telling you, the reason why he was going to kill Ben is because he felt how powerful this guy
I don't
could
agree
be,
with that.
and that's why he's so strong.
It's
Real
a
quick.
stretch.
Real
It's
quick.
a stretch.
It's not a stretch. It's on purpose.
Goddamn.
I promise you, it's on purpose.
Real quick. Hold up.
Let him keep going.
I'm gonna switch gears on you real quick. We haven't even talked about something that is super important from this fucking film. You got
Captain Phasma.
No.
No,
we'll get to
we don't
that
talk about
bit.
that.
You got Rey and fucking Kylo having mind force fucking sex and shit, touching, rubbing, finger fucking, using the fucking metal end of the lightsaber on that cooch. Come on now. I love when Rey was like, "Can you put
What
a
movie
shirt
you
on?"
watching?
Kylo was like, "Fuck no, bitch. I'm fucking swole up in this shit, sweating, ready to ride it
Hold
bare
on,
back."
real quick. I don't know why people are all like hot and bothered over fucking
Kylo?
Raylo?
I'm like, bro, he's not even that good a shape. Honestly, right now, I got a better body than he does.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
like, what
just
the fuck?
Picture it didn't
Here's the
happen.
thing. Here's the thing. He, like, I guess has the look for some folks, but regardless, Ray was feeling him all the way, and I love the fucking forced mind sex and shit that was going on.
I don't know.
We've never
I
seen
love
that
the
shit.
sexual
We
thing.
no, we
We
have
have
not.
never seen that
But
shit.
let's be real. Ray cried like almost every time they were linked up, and for me personally, I was not for Raylo because I wanted Finn to get at that. I wanted Finn to bust that wide
Finn's
open.
got Rose.
Yeah,
But we
Finn
all
had
know-
Rose,
we
and I
all
was
know
like,
Finn
"Fuck."
and
Nah,
Poe
we-
are gonna hook up.
Wait,
stick with
hold on.
yeah,
Our
Kylo.
guests are speaking.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Finn and Poe are gonna hook up. That's
Ah!
It's a setup.
Basically.
You know,
The jacket looks good on you.
Oh,
they
He's
had
all-
some, like,
what's that?
There's some sparkle in both their eyes.
oh, what's that? Ray? He's all, yeah, I was talking to you in my eyes, but this is speech. Oh, we're speaking with our.
Were you feeling the Kylo and Ray or not?
Raylo?
That's actually something. So we did a podcast that Daniel forgot to put up on iTunes for whatever reason, reviewing the film, and it's something that we didn't touch upon, and it's actually something I really liked was they have that. There's a chemistry there that they both hate that they have, but they know they have it. It's almost like a Romeo and Juliet thing going on,
Fuck,
a forbidden kind of love, but that's not.
They
You know,
both
and I
been
think that's going to play into the third one because Ray's trying to save Kylo, and Kylo wants Ray to join him. You know,
Don't do
they're
it, Ray.
connected.
Don't let him go inside.
Well, they both were abandoned by their parents, supposedly, because we don't know exactly what happened with Rey and her parents.
Well, I mean, I would think that Kylo kind of. I mean, he had loving parents, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
but they sent him away to go get trained by
Train with
Luke.
his
It
uncle.
took him away. It was like
In his eyes, he felt like they abandoned him. I think he
they
mentioned
He
really
it.
felt-
did. They
he
sent
felt
him
his
off to
father
get trained by his
abandoned him.
uncle, and the uncle tries to fucking kill him. I'd be pissed off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
see?
too. Yeah, he felt his father abandoned him because he left to go back to smuggling. His mom was being a diplomat, and his uncle tried to kill them.
And they couldn't
So-
control. Like they knew he had powers, and they couldn't control him, so they sent him away to get trained. But and his uncle tried to kill him. Poor Kylo,
Yeah.
man. He had a
Well,
hard
hey, guys,
life,
we
man.
don't want to hijack your whole show because Daniel could keep going on tangents on this shit. Thanks for having us on. Really appreciate it. We're actually filming this on our end, so we're probably gonna put up our own little version of it.
Perfect.
Oh,
Check
shit.
that on YouTube.
Yeah.
And get Matt on, man. I think is he still there? He's chomping at the
Oh,
bit.
yeah,
Yeah, he's foaming at the mouth.
He's probably in his room pacing left and right like a fucking pit bull and shit. Like,
Matt is angry at us, but first and foremost, thank you so much. Everybody should listen to Daniel and Gian talk shit. They break down movies. They talk about USC and all kinds of shit with the film industry and just giving it to cucks every fucking day.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night. Take care.
Thanks, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Daniel was pissed.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude,
some
a lot
of-
of folks are pissed.
Some of the shit I didn't like about the movie is a lot of the gag humor they had in there. Like in the beginning with the whole can you hear me? Or it's like, you're in fucking, like, why are you calling your fucking enemy? I don't understand that shit.
That felt like Spaceballs.
It did. It totally felt like fucking Spaceballs.
I actually missed the first 10 minutes.
What the hell?
Yeah,
damn.
it was all bad. But I plan on seeing it hopefully tomorrow. So.
All right, is Matt like still fuming? Is he dialing in or what? Or is he still just going live on the or being in the chat talking?
He might have broke his laptop.
Oh fuck! All right.
He'll probably be on in a minute.
This movie is fucking polarizing for people, man.
Yeah.
And I told you before, the fucking purple-haired bitch made me fucking hate quite a few scenes. There ain't no doubt about it. Purple-haired cunt, rather. I'm sorry.
The one scene that actually Gian talked about was the Canto Bright, Rainbow Bright, fucking the casino planet. That scene, I felt that whole fucking sequence was unnecessary.
Well,
like, I was hoping that they were going to have an actual real adventure. Now, look, this movie is shrouded in symbolism and whatnot. And I know that, I guess, apparently this is supposed to symbolize, the one percenters, the people who have all this money and they're profiteering from both sides, war profiting. And, Rose came from, this rundown planet or whatever. We see these animals and these kids that are most likely being mistreated, and then they get to turn the tables by using these llama creature things running through and breaking up these one percenters, fucking up their money flow. Like, if they're really that rich, that's really chump change to them.
Of course.
So it doesn't really matter. And what I would rather have seen was Rose and Finn go help Maz, have her have the code breaker, and she needed their help, and they would have went to her, try to get the code breaker with her help. Her crew could have died. Maz could have died. You could have blown up her whole fucking castle.
But she was busy. She was busy.
She was busy. She was busy. But if they went and helped her, they had a perfect opportunity to bring forth Black Sun to the mass audience, because it is in Star Wars lore through Star Wars Rebels. It used to be in the EU, like we said before. But this could have been great. This could have been about, them coming after Maz. They had to help her bring the code breaker in and then do that.
Here we go.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Do the intro, Kronos.
Yeah. Hey, all right. So this is Matt from Pre-Recorded Live. He's going to bitch about nothing. Are you going to do it from your porch, or what's going on here?
Shit.
Okay. So...
God damn.
I got a little bit of an echo here. Hold on.
No, it's on my end, probably. It's going to happen.
I'll just ignore it then. Okay, so this movie is trash. And no matter how much symbolism or shiny effects or twists, because Rian Johnson is so fucking clever, they throw at us, it's not going to change the fact that the movie is trash.
Explain it.
Okay.
Speak on.
So... when I walked out of the movie, I felt like I had been fucking trolled.
Rickroll.
Like I literally walked out of the movie being like, I don't want to even see episode 9 now, because I just feel like I got like punched in the face for liking Star Wars at a Star Wars movie.
God damn.
Like I said, I do not buy that the Luke Skywalker I saw in episodes 4, 5, and 6, who brought back the most ruthless Sith Lord in the galaxy, like who is his father, brought him back to the light side, is going to be like, Kylo Ren, this kid I've known since he was born, like, oh, he's starting to turn dark, I better kill him.
So
that is elite.
Yeah, well,
that's elite.
It's been 30 years worth of from Return of the Jedi to Force Awakens, and
okay, but guess what? I only see the movies they show me.
True, but he also said that Kylo was being pulled by Snoke, and he could lose his
So go
nephew.
after Snoke, Luke. Do something.
Hey,
Like,
if you kill
Luke
Snoke,
Skywalker
you
doesn't
know
do anything. This basically means his entire existence more or less was meaningless.
You know that if he killed Snoke, he would have martyred Snoke.
I'm kind of leaning towards Matt on this
way.
one. That's a great point.
Snoke is a martyr.
You know what?
He would have if he killed him.
I'm just thinking about this logically.
Go ahead.
If some kid that I was training kicked my fucking ass and I was the master and I had to lament on him for 30 fucking years, I'd be pretty fucking bitter too. I'm just saying. I'd want to kill that motherfucker. I'm just saying.
You're gonna try to kill your own blood.
If you
if you lost the first time, why would you try to go again? Like he stopped training and stuff like that, so you would have got his ass kicked again. I would have went, trained up, built up my skills.
He did win though, didn't he?
yeah, and then not only that,
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
no, he didn't.
He fucking bamboozled his ass.
He bamboozled him
like a fucking fool.
He didn't kill him.
He's definitely fooled him, but he also was he was scared to face it.
Back to Matt.
Go to Matt.
Actually, I think that's a bitch move now.
So
I think about
I just
it.
don't.
Him not being there.
Like I'm only going off the movies, and despite 30 years passing, they don't cover anything in that 30 years that makes me think that Luke suddenly is like a person who isn't going to do the right thing.
Well, except
You
for
know
when he
what I'm
talked
saying?
about it at length when he was on the fucking island.
Yeah.
He talked at length on why he wasn't doing shit because he fucked up.
Well, he's talking about prior to the incident.
And
Well, that's what I'm saying. He talked about it in the
Anything
movie.
interesting this movie presents, it walks back. Like, all right, Luke, I'm starting to buy into the idea that the Jedi might need to disappear. That's cool. But then for his last line, he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm not the last Jedi. There's gonna be more Jedi." And it's like, well, then what the fuck was all that preaching earlier about?
because he
disconnected himself from the Force.
Well, he literally was the last Jedi. He's the last one that was trained in the Jedi arts.
But he was also saying that it was time for the Jedi to end, and that like preaching that they shouldn't feel like they have control of the Force and stuff. And I understand that he had a talk with like weird, creepy, like drunk Yoda.
yeah,
but didn't you like that he was a fucking puppet? I appreciate that shit.
Yeah.
I appreciated his puppet.
So
Doesn't change the fact that he was a
apparently that
weird-
was the puppet from Empire.
Oh wow.
The original. Oh, that's cool.
Original puppet.
Oh, that explains it. It's decayed.
Ah.
So Poe, like every subplot in this movie is useless. The whole thing is like spinning its wheels. Like our characters really don't choose to do anything. It's just like Justice League. It's a series of things happening with them really not doing anything. Or they're doing stuff, but none of it really matters.
So the Poe stuff.
Poe stuff. I mean, I agree. Like the fact that I'm in charge, but I'm not going to tell anyone my plan to save their lives and just hope they don't mutiny against me. That makes no fucking sense.
Purple haircut. PHC.
We're talking spoilers here, right?
Yes, we've been had.
Okay. All right, so Luke phones in his fucking final showdown. I was sitting there in the
Skyped
theater,
it.
when he shows up, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, it's going down now.
Yeah, I was kind of pissed about that too.
Fuck yeah, it's going down. And then all those AT-ATs are shooting at him, and he's just sitting there, and he walks out and Pimp brushes his shoulder.
Yeah.
Get this jet off
And,
my shoulder.
I was just like, oh my god, he's so badass. And then when I realized he was a fucking hologram, I felt like I got punched in the face. And that's what I feel like. I feel like every time, all the things that Rian Johnson did were basically just I just don't want the fans to be right. Oh, you were invested in Rey's storyline and who her parents were? Fuck you. Take that punch in the face. Oh, you were invested in Snoke and what his backstory was and how he came to be and why he's so powerful? Fuck you.
Yeah.
You like Luke Skywalker? You think he's a badass hero? Fuck you.
Yeah. You know what? That's kind of.
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Curtis. Sorry.
I still think that Rey and fucking what's his
Finn?
name? And not Finn.
Ray, Kylo.
Rey and Kylo could be brother and sister.
What the fuck?
I just think that he knows he just wants to fuck his sister.
So that's what.
It's an ongoing story in Star Wars.
That's what Kevin Smith thought that scene was when Luke stops him from touching each other. That
Don't
they
make
were
more
gonna,
mistakes.
Yeah, basically, she's your sister. You're gonna end up trying to fuck your sister, even though I kissed my sister. You two need to stop, right now.
I don't think they're siblings just because, why would they get rid of their daughter but keep their son? That doesn't make fucking sense. Keeping with
they got rid of them both.
Yeah. So here's going along with Matt. So yeah, this was a shakeup, and I think rightfully so, because if your fan theories all of a sudden were put on the screen, it's you get all your touchy-feely stuff, oh, okay, Rey's a Skywalker, and Kylo's a bitch, and fucking Snoke is some kind of, Ezra Bridger, or he's some kind of, something left over from the Clone Wars, and it's it kind of cheapens it. This gives us something new and fresh, and they got the chance to reset the Jedi. That's literally
the problem. Is at the end of this movie, I don't care about any of it. I don't give a shit about Poe anymore because he just seems kind of like an asshole. I don't care about Finn anymore because he doesn't do shit. I don't care about Rose because fuck Rose.
How dare you? Rose was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Rose was a breath
I
of
don't
fresh
care.
air.
I don't care about Rey because why should I?
She's gonna
Like,
arch
she's
that
nobody.
back.
Yeah.
She likes bukkake. Come on now. She uses the
damn.
fucking
I don't
metal
care
end of the
about Kylo
lightsaber.
Ren because
Yeah.
he's not intimidating at all.
Ooh.
Especially now that they ditched the helmet. Like he just every time I look at him, I'm like, man, just fucking cry. Do you need a fucking hug, dude? Will this stop all
does.
this if I just give you a fucking hug? Like Jesus Christ. Like
So-
I feel like I made a video back when Force Awakens came out and like just for my friends on Facebook that was like Kylo Ren listening to Limp Bizkit on his fucking Star Destroyer.
Hell yeah.
And that's like this movie. I'm like, no, he's listening to Stained now.
Oh,
God
damn. Okay, I'm
Cut
gonna
himself with his lightsaber. on
I'm
his
gonna
wrist
read something
sideways.
that Ryan Johnson posted about Rey, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit.
All right.
So this is Ryan Johnson talking about Rey and her parents' lineage. He says, if the answer presented to her was, your parents are so-and-so, here you go, here's your place in history, that would have been the easiest thing for her to hear. And it would have been easiest for us meaning the audience, to hear. It would have been wish fulfillment. It's like, oh great, that's who I am, that's that. The hardest thing she could hear would be, no, you're not going to get the answer of that definition. In fact, the fact that you don't have that is going to be used against you by Kylo to try and make you lean on him. You're going to have to find the strength to define yourself and stand on your own.
Hold
two
up, real
feet.
quick. From the scenes with her and Kylo towards the end, I got the strong impression that obviously she always knew that she was from nothing.
Yes, and
That
he
was her
said-
truth, right?
and that was the truth that she denied herself, and Kylo voiced it.
But you know what? Thinking about this now, I feel like with Kylo, not Kylo, what's her Ren? Was it
Ray.
Ray.
God damn.
I feel like they're really copying Luke Skywalker's storyline because Luke didn't know who his parents were. She didn't know who her parents were.
Similarities.
She all of a sudden got the Force, and she wanted somebody to train them. She did the same thing. Like Luke wanted to find, like he had the Force, he needed somebody to train him, which he went to Obi-Wan Kenobi. She needed somebody to train her, and so she went to Luke. Like she's female Luke.
No. Okay. Well,
a little bit. So she did go to Luke at the end, and Blue is right. They've brought, even Ryan Johnson has brought up this, that Anakin came up from nothing and
he didn't know his
became
parents either.
something.
Oh, he did know
Luke
his
came
parents.
from nothing and was brought up to something. Going back to the prequels.
Anakin was Jesus, though.
Ah,
He
damn.
was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. They were not sent on a mission to find Anakin. They didn't sense or, seek out Anakin. They weren't on a mission from the council. They landed there because their ship was broken, and they happened to find him by happenstance. You could argue it was the Force, but because of that finding, he grew up and came up. And Rey represents that, anyone from these trillions of planets out there could have this same kind of power.
Well, same thing happened to
The
with Rey.
Skywalkers do not have a monopoly on the Force.
True.
And Rey...
They don't.
But
They're just the
we've
best
always
at it.
known that.
Yeah, they're well, but the problem is that this becomes a
Like
family
Mace
issue.
Windu doesn't look like he's part of the Skywalker family.
He didn't, but he's gone. And now that we have
I
these new
understand
people,
he's gone, but that doesn't mean that like we would assume as fans like, oh, there goes all the Jedi bloodlines.
but still, we find someone that has this almost savant of the Force, and that doesn't mean that it's limited to the Skywalkers.
So I don't know if you guys noticed this, but in the movie, did you guys notice at the end what happened?
Yeah,
Like
the
the little
kid.
boy.
Yeah, there was a kid that
Yeah.
used the Force.
Yes, but-
Kim
Yeah.
didn't even see that shit.
No, she didn't see that.
Oh, they made it obvious. They made it obvious.
Yeah, I
that
think
he had
they
the
wanted
Force
to make it
power.
obvious that there's people that are out there that have this power, but they're
who's
not.
gonna train them?
Well, that's what's going to be in the next movie.
That could potentially be the next one.
Yeah.
Because like that's the thing. It's like I bought a ticket, like because I was like, all right, I'm gonna go see a Star Wars movie. What they gave me wasn't a Star Wars movie. It had all the trappings of Star Wars, but it was like Kmart Star Wars.
Well, they kind of sowed the seeds on who could do it because Rey has the original Jedi text. So she goes through it and reads it.
I thought
Becomes
those
an
were
actual
burnt.
Jedi master.
No, she took them.
They're in the fucking show. They
okay.
showed it.
They showed it, yeah.
So I
they're in
think
the
That's why they.
they're in the ship, but
Yeah.
it's just the thing that angers me is it just kind of basically it's when I walked out of this movie, I felt like the message of the movie was, hey, forget about all those old Star Wars movies. They're stupid anyway. Like that's kind of what I felt like was going on. It's like just only care about my Star Wars.
Yeah, I disagree. What I got from the movie is that your heroes are not always what they turn out to be. They may still be there and still be this like source of information, but they may not be on this pedestal that you thought they were. And they got a chance to reset the Jedi so they can literally do away with some of this old doctrine about not having children, not having attachments, training later.
Hold on. Let him finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, training later and not being, because in the Star Wars lore,
Are you going on and on? Fuck it.
well, they're known as baby stillers.
Yeah, but hold on. One quick sec. Matt, I know you didn't like this.
Got my notes.
Is this your, like Daniel indicated that this was his least favorite Star Wars film ever. Is this worse than Episode 1 or not?
I'd say so.
Okay, so you're both absurd.
Ah!
Like, seriously absurd.
I mean, like, it might look better than Episode 1, but Episode 1,
Not
like,
even look.
gives a shit about Star Wars.
No, it doesn't. They introduced some fucking wacky ass character, Jar Jar Binks. Y'all just fucking
Hey,
totally fucking ignoring this shit.
Because I do.
No.
Like,
Even
I don't
beyond.
acknowledge the prequels, but I'm just saying, like, I feel more Star Wars in the prequels. I agree. Like with Daniel, is that I feel more Star Wars in the prequels than I do in this movie. I feel like this movie is like, it's like the difference between the J.J. Abrams Star Trek and like the original Star Treks.
You guys are fucking tripping. The fucking 1, 2, and 3. I mean, 3 was okay.
3 was all right.
But 1 and 2 were fucking awful. They had stupid ass.
Oh yeah, they're bad.
Comedic fucking presence with Jar Jar Binks. Yep. They try to put in a love story between clearly a fucking molestation case because he was a goddamn kid and she was like an adult, and all of a sudden in the span of like 2 years,
10 years.
all of a sudden
Same
he's
age.
fucking grown.
They're 10
that
years.
shit's
He's supposed to be
ridiculous.
18 and she's like
I'm not
20
saying
And it's a-
something.
I'm
and
not
it's a
saying
dumbass
not
love story.
ridiculous.
One, it's a
but,
dumbass
like,
love story. Like, we're not getting into that shit in this one. Like, plots didn't really make sense. A lot of shit didn't make sense in the fucking in the first one. That people just fucking
But I'll say this:
overlook.
in those prequels, Ewan McGregor, I could believe that he could grow up to be Alec Guinness. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I don't believe that Luke Skywalker becomes this person.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
I
mean, he's got
I
his
totally-
So hold
yeah.
on. Okay, hold on. So you believe that the baddest surviving Jedi becomes a recluse, but you won't give the same, I guess, feelings towards Luke Skywalker, who basically did the same thing.
I didn't feel anything when Luke died. Like,
Well-
that was the thing, is like, that's like one of my childhood heroes. When he died, I was just like,
I didn't feel shit when
Really?
Obi-Wan died that
Well, we
much because I
barely-
didn't fucking knew who the hell he was.
We barely
I
know
didn't
him.
who Obi-Wan was
four.
either, but like, when Han Solo died, that I felt something.
Well, that's Han Solo, but you were talking about.
But
Yeah, well,
I'm
yeah,
just saying,
okay.
like, when Luke Skywalker dies, I expected it, like, okay,
I don't think he's dead.
Leia
yeah,
Poppins.
I don't think he's dead
Talking
either.
about Leia Poppins. When Leia, like, I was perfectly fine with that send off. I was like, wow, that's how they're gonna do it, huh? Then I was like, okay, like, this is kind of cute. This is kind of cool, and like, they're giving her like kind of an artistic send off. And then she started moving, and I was like, what? And then she like flew into the ship, and I was like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
See, force barrier.
All right, so
Apparently
Matt,
nobody knows what the
Matt
fuck-
hates this worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. Like, I don't like that part either. When like she just kind of opened her eyes and just. Well, we talked about it before. I don't
Yeah,
want
we
to
did.
go
How
over
did
it again.
BB-8 get up into that ATST?
He gets into anywhere.
What my problem with that was, is he really that fucking big? Because wait, 2 people usually control those. So how the
it's
fuck
not-
was
I
he
don't
able
think
to?
it's the same size. I think it's like a smaller version.
guess.
It was like super quick that
And-
it peeled off. So.
All right, we're going down.
When Finn was finally gonna do something in the movie, and then like Rose like knocks him out and gives him that Hallmark fucking card line,
And kiss him.
like,
And stole
Hey,
his white girl.
I was just like, I was so mad because
If you talk shit about Rose one more time, I'm flying
flying
back. I'm flying back to Ohio and fucking you up, man.
I was like, this is like she accomplished nothing in doing that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
She was fucking great.
Because
Well, she
she
saved them.
has no idea that Luke Skywalker's about to show up. So like, what was her fucking plan? Like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice myself so everyone else can fucking live and destroy this weapon. And then he's flying at the fucking thing. She comes in and knocks him out. It's like, she's like, this is how we win. It's like, no, this is how you lose. Because that gun's still about to blow the fuck out of that base.
But your love would live though. Jesus, would
Yeah.
you let Becky fucking just fly into a goddamn giant fucking sun gun?
No, but if I was I expect her to let me.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Hold
Matt.
on, what there? Shit, there was something else I wanted to bring up, but I fucking forgot. God damn it.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
I'm gonna preface this.
Go ahead.
Growing up, Luke Skywalker was my hero, and I wanted to basically be like him. And then to see him as a bitter, cranky.
That's how I felt
old
in
dude-
Batman.
Yeah, I
Seriously,
mean,
all the 3 Batman franchise. that's the way I felt, that Batman wasn't doing Batman shit. Like, he was fucking, like, hiding out in his fucking basement because he was in pain and shit.
Remember what happens when it was the Dark Knight Returns? Batman's old and fucking bitter, and he decides to come back. And Luke, he's old and bitter, and a lot of shit's happened. One of which was the shit that went down with Kylo. So there's probably other shit that went down that we don't know about yet, but I believe that he could have turned into this old, because like look at anybody's life, as the more they get older they usually get more cranky, more
they're supposed to be wiser too,
disconnected or whatnot. Not this, you don't necessarily
not everybody.
get wired. Yeah, not everybody.
All right, but hold on, I got something everybody should be able to fucking agree on, whether you love this movie or didn't. Can we all finally fucking admit that Captain Phasma is the biggest fucking waste of time and energy? We shouldn't know her name. Yes. She shouldn't have a title. This bitch is fucking useless. She was useless in Force Awakens. We all gave her a fucking pass. Even though she had her own fucking aisle at Target, all dedicated to nothing but her bullshit-ass toys. We said, okay, in the next movies it's going to fucking reveal itself. This is the next fucking movie. Nothing from this bitch.
And in the comics...
Nothing.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's the thing, is like... Captain Phasma personifies Finn's story.
Yep.
You know, she personifies Finn's story arc.
She's a Boba Fett to
Finn's
Finn.
story is essentially closed now. He's got nowhere to fucking go because they just killed her off in like in the most cheap ass way.
That's not,
she's
that's
probably
not
still
true.
alive, though.
He's got to win his white girl back.
The problem I have with Captain Phasma is that, first of all, she, like, if I was Gwendolyn Christie, I'd be fucking angry. Like, you got me in this movie, I'm supposed to be some badass, but I don't do shit. And then in the comics, probably nobody except for me, like maybe 5 people read the fucking comics for Captain Phasma. It's even worse. Like, it's even fucking worse. I'm just going to fucking spoil the comics for you right now.
Do it.
In between The Force Awakens and this movie, you know what this fucking chick does?
What?
Masturbate.
Somebody figures out, she makes it off, obviously, because she's in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
But somebody knows that it was her that gave up the fucking codes.
Okay.
All right, and so what does she do? She hunts him fucking down and kills him before he can tell anybody.
That's badass.
And she kills the person that was helping her that was also, because she knew. Because she told her. I was like, this fucking bitch, like, can't even fucking account for her own actions. Like, can't even say that, hey, yeah, they got to drop on me. You know, blah, blah, blah. No, none of that shit. Like, she's the fakest fucking character in Star Wars.
Like, the other thing with her, too, is that she suffered from the Stormtrooper shooting problem. Because she shot at Finn, like, she was down there point blank to him, and she missed every goddamn shot. Like, she didn't even hit him at all. It's like, that was some crazy shit.
We all knew that they wanted to have a fucking Boba Fett who was a beloved fucking character from the first 3 movies, who didn't say a lot, who didn't even do a lot.
Oh, wait. Hold the fuck on, though.
Go ahead.
If you want to compare her to Boba Fett, then I guess mission accomplished, because Boba Fett didn't do shit.
Yeah,
but he's still beloved, and
for what reason though?
Well, in Empire he catches Han.
No, he doesn't. The Empire catches Han. They deliver
traitor.
Han to him.
His best friend traitor.
He's done some bounty hunting. Look, he's the ultimate bounty hunter guy.
No, he's not. He's not.
In Star Wars, he's had a reputation.
His dad died like a bitch, and he pretty much died like a bitch.
Check it out. The only way that people know that he's a badass is all the extended universe shit, not because of the fucking movies. The Empire caught Han because they were there at the dinner table. They froze him, delivered it to fucking Boba Fett, and then in Return of the Jedi, he gets fucked over by Han. The only time he fights is Luke. And Luke nearly fucks him up.
Down to the first
too late. We need to talk about
Phasma is fucking Boba Fett 2.0.
Wait, the one thing we haven't talked about though yet is the fight scene with Kylo and Finn when they fight against the guys in red. Because that scene was dope as fuck.
That was cool scene. I mean, however,
them working together was cool.
It was cool, but they still needed more training. I'm just saying.
I felt like they were on a like.
Kylo saves Rey.
Oh!
What?
Shit!
Who threw the lightsaber?
Kylo was the one who
he killed Snoke.
He
did kill Snoke.
And Rey was looking real caught up right then. Like she had that vibrator on when she was.
Oh! Damn!
You know what was up.
But I really thought that they were gonna work together and like become like maybe form like a new. I thought it was gonna end there. I thought they were
gonna form Voltron.
Yeah, basically, I thought they were form Voltron.
That's awesome.
I thought they were gonna do the fusion dance.
Hold on, Matt, go ahead.
Well, that would have been a story. Like, and this movie doesn't want to tell a story. It just wants to like make sure that it ends and like the same place but worse, which is like whatever. But like, how is anything supposed to continue? There's like 4 people in the resistance now.
Yeah, it's
like
it's small.
What is
I don't
more?
understand. I don't. From the crawl, I didn't understand what was going on because I was like, how the fuck is the First Order still like 100% in charge? Didn't they just blow up a fucking planet of those people?
Right.
Like, secondly, like, what was there ever a republic? Like, if
Republic was
if there
destroyed
a
in Force
republic,
Awakens.
they had to have like an army and like control at some point, right?
Yeah. Well, like an interesting problem that I just thought about right now is like with the people who are making like the ships and stuff for like the Empire. Didn't the Empire like build their own shit? Like, why would they have like a third party company building their fucking
First
shit?
Order. So they were
Different.
Yeah, it's a different thing. They were selling them both sides. That's what they pointed out on Canto Bite.
All right.
I
Right,
hated
Rainbow
Benicio
Bright.
del Toro.
Ooh, damn.
His stutter was so fucking annoying. And why wasn't it Lando?
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Why
it felt
wasn't
weird.
Fucking Lando.
Because it'd be old as
Like,
fuck. And
Who cares? It's fucking Lando.
Lando isn't a fucking cryptologist. I mean,
He's a smuggler.
he's just a black guy. Goddammit.
Oh, wait.
You don't know how to hotwire a car.
Hey, get it right. He's a gambler.
He's basically a mayor.
Oh.
No, he's a mayor of a city. That's what
Yeah,
he
Cloud
does.
City.
But,
Yeah,
like,
oh,
okay,
but
so
he
they
left
could have
Cloud
gone
City.
and met Lando and then had him be like, "This is the person you want." Like, I just feel like, I just feel like this movie hates me for liking Star Wars.
Well, this movie does shatter a lot of the old like characters. It shatters what they were and kind of rebuilds them a little bit.
Can I just say this really quickly? There are people who hate all 3 of the newer Star Wars that we got over the last 3 years: Force Awakens, Rogue One,
yeah.
and The Last Jedi.
This is true.
For me, you can't do that and legitimately call yourself a Star Wars fan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna say it flat out.
Wait.
if you despise all 3.
So let me talk about a problem I noticed with this movie. So there's no air in space, right?
Oh boy.
Nope.
What's
It's
some
a
of the
vacuum.
elements that you need for a fire?
I mean, but that's consistent though that we've seen that bullshit.
But like when they were dropping the bombs on the ship, I was like, okay, you're in space and you're dropping bombs, but there's no gravity. So how the fuck were they falling?
Because
Magnets.
there's oxygen inside of the ship.
But no. So how are the bombs falling? There's no gravity in space.
Magnets.
Oh.
I guess it could be that, but
Magnets will any kind of metal surface, especially in 0G.
they could have been like a magnetic rail that shot them out.
Could
too,
be
so.
either way. They could have been magnetic.
Yeah, that problem was fucking with me. I was like, how are they
A
fucking
lot of people
falling?
were, but
Well-
it's like, I mean, remember, this is Star Wars, not fucking Star Trek.
Well, beyond that, though, this will bother me because it's the same scene that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
When the doors open and the chick was on the bottom, I was like,
Oh, it
how
didn't
are you
suck her out?
breathing?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, how are you breathing?
Was there a
But,
force field or no? Did they show one?
Well, they dropped bombs through it, so probably not. I mean,
So when that scene happened is when I was sitting down.
Yeah.
So I didn't really catch all of that.
we're all sitting down. You stand
No,
up watching
I
the movie?
just came back.
Yeah, he was 10 minutes
from-
late.
Just
Yeah,
got
I
late.
missed part of
Oh,
the
okay.
beginning.
All right, so Matt, you giving this a 1 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10? Which one? How low you going?
0.
God!
Well, you're fucking ridiculous, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. A 0?
Gotta be a 1 for that
No.
fight scene.
You can't give it a 0,
Here's
man.
the thing. Here's the thing. I thought like the battle scenes were really cool. I thought they brought I thought there was a lot of cool elements in that. It was just every single bit of the plot that I hated.
Jesus
And that's
Christ.
like literally a 0 to
This
you.
motherfucker gave it a 0.
Yeah, Ray, the whole interaction with
This
Ray
is the
and
worst
Raylo.
movie you've ever seen.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's not the worst movie. Okay,
Oh,
I'll give it like a 4.
Okay,
Okay,
there we go.
go.
Jesus, man.
There we go.
But
It's
like,
like, there's no way it's a fucking 0, man.
like
I'd have went and got my money back.
this is the first Star Wars, like, even Phantom Menace, I can say I left the theater being like, okay, that was Rocky, but like, I'll watch the next one. This is the first time I've ever left the theater being like, I have no reason to watch the next one.
When is the last time you watched The Phantom Menace?
Good question.
Oh, it's been years.
Yeah,
Watch it again.
rewatch that.
Well, just watch. Do me a
No,
favor, just watch
I've
it again.
sworn off that movie.
Just watch it. I mean, you got to watch it now that you said that it's that. You know, The Last Jedi is worse. Rewatch it. I think you're seeing it through some rose-colored
Like
glasses.
Luke, I will say this: Mark Hamill's performance is also fucking great. Actually, the performances in the movie pretty roundly are good, are really good.
That was
it's-
almost a compliment.
It's just that like I just don't like. No, I'll compliment where compliments due, credit where credit's due. Like the performances in the movie are really great. The effects are great, like overall, and like everything looks like Star Wars. It just, to me, I feel like it spits in the face of everything that Star Wars is.
right.
And like I understand, like, and the thing is I'm not against changes. I'm not against the idea that Rey's parents were unrelated to anything from the Star Wars universe. I'm not against the fact that I can't think right now. I'm not against the idea that like other people have the Force other than Skywalkers. I'm not against the idea that like the that Luke had has had like a dark couple of years. What I'm against is the way it was executed.
All right.
Like the way it was executed to me just felt like very haphazard. It felt like a bunch of characters kind of going from one thing to the next, but they're not actually doing anything. Like it didn't have to be any of those characters in those parts because you could have if you can take out all the characters and put any other characters in and it still could be a Star Wars extended universe film, then it doesn't really matter.
No,
I disagree.
because
especially with Luke and Rey's relationship, and then Rey and Kylo's relationship specifically.
yeah, like if you put Finn into Rey's place when they're going up against Snoke and fucking Kylo Ren, doesn't work. Any other character besides Rey doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
No, I just mean like if Mark Hamill was playing another Jedi, you know, if like all the characters were the same archetypes but they were just swapped out names, it would still be just a Star Wars movie. But this felt like it didn't I just felt like it didn't deliver on what I have been promised as a Star Wars fan, sticking with it all these years.
So you're saying you're mad because your fan theories didn't come true?
No, because I didn't have really any theories. I went into this really open-minded and really just like, I'm ready to sit down and watch a Star Wars movie. And like whatever they throw at me, whatever they throw at me, I just want to enjoy it. And like, I spent too much time in this movie going, what? Why would you do this? Like, I don't understand these choices you're making. I don't understand the choices the characters are making. I don't understand really anything that's happening. I feel like you're repeating yourself over and over and over again in a lot of these moments, and I'm just waiting for this to end now. And then, like when Luke Skywalker, like if Kylo Ren would have turned around and Luke Skywalker's cloak would have just floated off in the wind, I would have been so like crying. But because it was like they had that like poke the fucking stick moment where he walks up and he's like, man, uh-oh. Like, and then it cuts to Luke on the fucking island. I was just like, God damn it. Like, you robbed me of, like, an emotional moment because you want to be fucking clever and artsy.
Damn.
And, like, just because it's artsy, just because it has, like, some symbolism, doesn't make it fucking good. And, like, what you failed to deliver was a good movie. Like,
all right.
They do rope you on this. Rope-a-dope.
Okay,
right.
Hold on one quick second. So, your final rating's a 4 out of 10, not a 0 out of 10.
No, 4 out of 10's fair.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I want to get our final ratings in too because we've talked about this for quite a while.
Well, this is the last Jedi episode, so shit.
Actually, Blue, you haven't gotten a whole lot in. What is your rating on this film with all the ups and downs and peaks and valleys we've discussed?
Wait, before I get my score, quick question: Have ships in Star Wars had shields?
Yes, they have.
Is it shields or the planets?
Shields.
But did the ships have shields though?
The ships have shields.
Okay, because I was like, why are there shields? I've never seen shields on a ship.
Yeah. You need ion blasters to get through them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna give this movie an 8. No, 7.7.
Okay.
Because it was, I mean, I enjoyed my time. It was fun. There was some shit I had problems with. Like, I didn't like the gags. Like, oh, I told them to park on the beach. This is for, like, private property type shit. Like, that whole scene was kind of dumb. And, like, the whole animals running around the city was stupid. But, like, the fight scenes were cool. I love, like my favorite thing with the Force Awakening was the scene where they're flying the Millennium Falcon through the ships. And they're fucking doing these cool aerial shit. Like, I love shit like that. And I love how they did that with this one. How they did with the Millennium, and then also they did it with Poe's ship when I talked about earlier. I love that part about it. But like, you know, a little bit of the joking shit they did, like leave, and like I kind of didn't like the relationship with Finn and Rose because I was really expecting Finn to smash on Rey. But
Fuck
I mean,
Rey
but Rose
Lo.
was cool though because she was funny. I loved her when she like shocked them and stuff like that. But yeah, it was, in my opinion, it was a good movie. There was problems, so that's why I'm giving it a 7.7.
All right,
I
Kronos.
thought you said an 8.0.
No, I changed it. It went down.
7-7.
Oh, shit.
Kronos.
I will give it an 8.7. I was originally gonna give it a 9, but that whole thing about the autopilot thing, that kept getting me fucking angry. The more and more I thought about it, I was like, you motherfuckers, you did it just to like push forward a plot that didn't need to be there. Like they could have written that way better. Because you can't tell me if you have a goddamn spaceship that there's no fucking autopilot and you have fucking droids that can fly fucking ships.
Yep.
Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. There's some other shit too, but yeah, I still liked it a lot.
Luke mentioned autopilot when he was going to Dagobah with R2.
A whole bunch,
Now that I think about it, you're
What?
right.
And the fucking chick was walking around. Oh, we need somebody to pilot the ship, and she wasn't touching shit.
yeah.
It wasn't until they made it. She fucking busted a U-turn in that thing. That yeah.
But it was 8. What? I'm sorry, 8.
8.7.
8.7.
Damn it.
Stitches
Stitches in here.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it. He's Chrysler baiting in a corner to Raptors and shit. Old Ninja, final rating. What you got?
So, real quick,
Real quick.
even though all these people were talking shit about this movie, how much they hated it or whatnot, this movie had the second largest opening of a movie in the weekend, right behind The Force Awakens.
People saw it. A lot of people saw it.
A lot of people,
Fine.
a lot of people that hated it saw it twice.
Truth.
That don't mean anything though.
Yeah, well, it means that
That's
they
'cause-
gave their money.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that people. That's the reason why it was successful. It was
What's your
successful
rating
because
on
people
it,
wanted to
goddammit?
see it.
What's your
So,
rating?
I really liked this movie, but I didn't love it. So, I'm giving it an 8.9.
8.9. Woo.
If I had loved it, it would have been like a 9.5 or higher.
Okay. I'm going to say this. I would have been right up there with the 8.9s with you guys and close to a 9. I got to take it down for Purple Haired Cunt. Every scene was like nails on a chalkboard whenever she was on the fucking screen.
I gotta be
hated
honest, she was kind of old lady hot though.
her.
Laura Dern?
No. She made my fucking dick soft as shit. Almost ruined destroyed Dick December. So I'm taking a full point off.
You heard
for
what he
her.
said? He said almost. He almost said
Yeah,
no
almost,
dick.
yeah. So you had a semi, is what
Yeah,
you're
well,
saying.
you know. But loved Kylo, loved the Rey stuff. I even liked the animals on this. I thought this was the best use of the animals with the space chickens and shit.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about porridge. Fuck.
I'm gonna give. Yeah, we mentioned it a little bit. I'm gonna give this an 8.3.
Okay. That's lower than both me and Cronus, but
Yeah, 8.3. It would have been a 9.3 if not for Purple Hair Bitch.
Yeah,
Huh.
this would have been a 9.5 if it wasn't for certain issues that irritated me.
There you go, man.
Phantom Bright was my
Before
favorite.
I go,
Let me just throw this out there. These are just a couple of changes I think could have been made that I hope you guys would agree. We all would have enjoyed the movie just a little bit better. Okay?
All right, shoot.
Number one, don't throw out that moment from Force Awakens where Rey hands Luke the lightsaber and he just pitches it over the side. Like they throw that moment is like really huge in Force Awakens, and then to turn it into a joke in this movie cheapens it.
No, disagree.
I don't know. Yeah, disagree. But go ahead.
Secondly, I think Laura Dern's character should have been a traitor.
She basically.
She should have been the traitor. She should have been
She's
the
the purple
reason
hair.
they were getting
Oh.
tracked.
General, hold on. Okay, this one I can agree.
She should have been the reason they were getting tracked, and the reason she stays behind isn't to pilot the ship into the other ship. It's because she's going to return, and they're going to stop firing because now they know she's the only one left, and they're just going to take that freighter. And now they're all trapped on the planet.
Well, and on that same line, they should have had their hyperspeed drive like fail, because that shit bothered me. Because it's like, look, goddamn it, if you can jump to light speed and they can't, like, why the fuck do you just don't jump in front of them?
Well, they
Like that's
could.
it's dumb as fuck.
They could jump, but they're just low on fuel, so they didn't want to be trapped.
No, I'm talking about the chasing force, the Empire. All those ships could have just. They had enough fucking ships there to literally surround them on 3 axes, but all of a sudden, all of them are too slow.
And only the lead ship needed to track them.
Yeah, and I didn't get that either. Yeah, they could have just jumped all around them and just they'd have been. It was stupid.
And the last thing I would have changed is I think Kylo Ren and Rey's prophecies should have come true. I think Snoke should have taken Rey as his apprentice, and she should have gone to the dark side, and then Kylo Ren should have had to go back to Luke humbled and like face up to his end of the wrongdoing, and that would have been an actual interesting story.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned that last week that I thought that's how the story was going to go, because in the trailers they had showed like Kylo reaching out to Rey, and like her face had like a little bit of red on her, and I got the impression that maybe she was going to switch over to the dark side, because she's had a fucked up childhood too, and very similar to how Anakin, when he grew up, he had to fucking like scavenge for shit and was kind of treated real bad and everything.
Yeah, she did have a fucked up childhood, but the one thing Rey continued to have was hope.
There you go.
So
And hotness. It's fucking fine.
I don't know. She's cute. She's definitely cute.
She ain't ugly.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been twists. There could have been this and that, but we got what we got, and we got to deal with it. Whether you love it or hate it, it is what it is.
Final ratings are already out there. We have talked this one all the way through. Matt, thank you so much for joining, getting your views in, hating as much as you did. We appreciate you, fam.
No problem.
Thanks, Matt.
All right.
Thanks, Matt.
Later, guys.
Later, man.
Boy, we went deep.
We sure
on
did.
some fucking
Man, I don't think we've ever went so deep on something before.
No, we went deep on Beavis because we had 2 other podcasts with us.
Beavis and Civil War too. We went
Civil
really
War, we
deep
went
on.
pretty deep. too.
Man, we've been talking about this for like a good hour. What's the
Yeah,
time
but
stamp
it's
on
the
this?
Last Jedi, though.
It warranted it.
So-
Yeah, it did warrant
We're
it.
like
'cause
an
there was-
hour, 25 minutes.
I think with the controversy out there and this crazy like split of the fan base, this warranted a very in-depth like dissection, and I'm glad that we were able to get input from
Like,
people who disliked it versus people who did.
All right, let's switch
Yeah, it
up
was good.
gears.
Well, it was interesting because like people were like petitioning that they get
Petition.
this out of the I forgot the word from the they wanted it to be non-canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, a lot of people have strong feelings on it.
Yeah, but damn.
Let's talk about the other giant pink elephant in the room. Last week, the oldest ninja in the world was actually right. He called a bank shot from 50 feet away.
Reals.
All glass, nothing but fucking net. He told
Bullseye.
the world tomorrow Disney going to acquire 21st Century Fox. And the deal is as good as done tomorrow. He did it on Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I look up. Holy
Sure
fucking
enough.
shit.
Wait. I got me some nunchucks.
Everybody's talking about this big deal. This means quite a bit for everything having to do with Marvel Comics.
What it's
X-Men, Fantastic Four.
What's also so great about it is that like once this got announced, that there's posting saying like, oh, now that Disney owns part of Fox, that all these characters are now considered Disney princesses.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so some of them that came up with that, Lisa Simpson, she's technically a Disney princess. And
And was it King of the Hills?
People are no. Why are people so fucking stupid? Like I saw somebody say that every female born now after that is gonna be a xenomorph fucking queen or some shit. I'm like, no.
I saw that.
First of all, for you to be fucking royalty, you have to have birth from a fucking king or a queen.
well, that's actually not true with the Disney world, because Mulan's considered a princess and she wasn't
Yeah.
born a princess,
She was
as
a
well as
villager, wasn't she?
Sleeping Beauty. Not Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. She got married to
She
being...
got married. Yeah, but none of them are married. The people you were mentioning were not married.
Yeah, but they're still considered princesses, though, in the Disney's lore.
no. Well, what you just said? What's her name was? She got married.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty, but like Mulan and I guess Tia, but she married royalty.
Tiana?
Yeah, Tiana.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of this shit they shouldn't be considered. They're just far-reaching with shit.
But I
Like,
love the
this
one
nerd
with
shit.
the whole xenomorph. That shit cracked me up.
The xenomorph
I
thing
was
was dumb because, first of all, you only see one fucking queen in every movie.
Yeah, but
like,
all
not
her-
even everyone.
Aren't all of her offsprings considered?
No, they're not. They're all
princesses?
males.
Are they? I forgot.
Yeah, they're not queens. Because they can't even make eggs. They're not
You mean
even
the
females.
drones?
Yeah, they're
yeah.
all males.
Well, I thought they were just drones, no parts, and the queen is the only
Well,
one.
either way, they're not. They're certainly not queens or princesses because they don't produce eggs.
I guess
There's
that
only,
makes
there's
sense.
only one queen. It's just like
So she would be a Disney queen then.
well, the xenomorph, I guess.
And then also there's somebody mentioned that what's the name of that fucking movie? Rocky Horror Picture Show, that what's the name would be the first drag queen in Disney's.
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah.
But these are all fucking jokes, guys. It's all
Damn,
fucking
yeah,
jokes.
Yeah. All right.
But it's cool because we get to hopefully see like X-Men and the Fantastic Four actually be produced under Disney's umbrella.
So I'm not 100% on the Fantastic Four because I heard there's some weird deals and shit that's not like fully acquired. But the biggest thing I keep seeing is Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine for the next Avengers movie, not for Infinity War, the one after.
And see, I've heard still that is unconfirmed.
Yes, it is unconfirmed, but that's what the big that's the big tumbleweed that's rolling through, or the snowball that keeps rolling.
Here's the thing that a lot of people forget. I mean, especially younger folks. X-Men were a big fucking deal when they, got started with their cartoon in the early 90s, and even when they came out with, under Fox, their X-Men movies starting in, I think, 2000. So it would be super interesting to see what they would do in a broader MCU world. It really fucking would.
Yeah.
Kronos, you want to get in here on X-Men or just 21st Century and Marvel?
I mean, they're all just they're possibilities. I mean, at this point doesn't really. I mean, it's good, I guess, but it could be shitty. You never know what they're gonna do with franchises. So I mean, everybody was excited when Fox first announced that they were making X-Men movies. The first couple were okay, I guess, and then they got super shitty. So, and I don't think that Disney is incapable of making shitty movies because they are. Yeah. So they've been doing pretty well with the MCU so far, but they can easily fuck it up. Case in point, Jim Starlin is no longer writing for Thanos in the MCU, and he's the guy who fucking made Thanos. So
wait, I thought he was not writing Marvel comics. Was he writing for the MCU?
No, they removed him from writing the Thanos story in the MCU.
Okay,
he's still writing the comics.
Oh, okay.
Just like that's the guy who made Thanos. He writes really good stories, and this is why I think they're gonna fuck up Death, because he's not gonna be involved in the whole process. So, yeah, it's not beyond Disney to fuck up a movie. I don't know why all of a sudden everybody thinks that Disney just puts out gold all the time. They don't. They've had a really good streak, so far, but they've had some bad movies. So,
all right. Still something that I thought we would never fucking see, though. I will say that I didn't think 21st Century Fox was
gonna get bought by Disney.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't get complete bought though, right? Like only
52
percentage of it.
billion with a B.
But they don't own all of Fox though.
No, they own
They own a certain portion.
huge.
Well, if you're the majority stakeholder, though, you do own it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So they own the rights. The other thing, though, is we get a ton of Fox content still coming out literally in the next few months. Or in 2018, we get Deadpool 2.
Mm-hmm. Early, or
Yeah,
is that
I feel like it's in March or
April? Yeah, that's right. And we get the New Mutants in April.
Yeah, that's 2 already, and then there's a third. Dark Phoenix is supposed to come
Is that
out.
next
You need to
year?
get on the mic, man. You're like, you sound really
Closer.
far away.
Put that in your
Really?
mouth
Surprised
like
you
you
don't hear
normally do.
Really? All right.
Hey, wait, Dark Phoenix is
Dark
next year?
Phoenix. Yeah, Dark Phoenix comes out at the end of 2018.
God damn.
Oh damn, I was out.
Yeah, so I mean, there's also rumblings legally that someone said that AT&T, they were saying that Disney is now monopoly. Like there's not enough competition, so
Well, this does hurt competition.
I don't know if there's investigations or whatnot. I know the rumblings are out there, but if the feds decide to come in and be like, that could be bad for Disney.
That's hilarious that AT&T said that when they bought out Singular and a whole bunch of other companies.
Basically,
Yeah, didn't they buy out a cable company too? That was done because they wanted their DSL lines.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they own Dish Network or Dish TV.
do they own Dish?
No,
I could
I
have
don't
sworn
think
Dish.
so.
They own one of those Dish networks though, because you can go in there and buy your whole satellite TV at an AT&T store.
Oh no! Didn't AT&T acquire DirecTV?
That's what it is. They brought
Yeah,
DirecTV. I know it's one of those
DirecTV.
Dish network
Dish
thingies.
networks, yeah. Because I know, like, when you do DirecTV, you get AT&T like internet service.
Yeah.
and they offer you a phone.
One of the other quick things we're not actually talking about, Marvel or the MCU would also get access to some really great villains too.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have Doctor Doom. You'd also have the slave owner, Galactus. And you'd have, some really good villains that you could... Apocalypse, you can use Magneto. You get a
Silver
host...
Surfer.
Yeah, not a villain, but yeah, you got a host of really good character villains from Marvel Comics that you just don't associate with.
Oh, this is hilarious. The fact that AT&T said that because they were literally called a monopoly and they got broken up by the U.S. government.
Of course, there you go.
Back in the day. So, yeah, they had to split up a bunch of their companies.
It's like it's like they were like, "Hey, that's my ball. I'm leaving home.
Yeah.
You're going to be still being this way."
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Fox television shows remains with Fox. And
I
then,
wonder if that ends up for Gotham.
yeah, I don't know about
Gotham-
There's
Gotham.
also
on
Legion
there.
on FX that should be entering season 2
But Gotham
sometime
is,
in 2018.
Gotham is DC.
Yeah, I hear you.
Wow, that's gonna fuck with some shit.
A lot of stuff, and what about Lucifer DC?
Yeah, that's DC
as
too.
well, and on
Yeah.
Fox. So.
DC and what's some of the V?
Vertigo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very complicated. This is a big deal. Much more to come.
Yeah, this is going to take a couple years to unravel.
Yeah. Sticking with Marvel, though, another big news right out of today. This is in the world of fucking comics, and I thought it was fucking important. Luke Cage, Gwenpool, Iceman, Hawkeye, possibly Captain Marvel, and America with America Chavez,
Please cancel that fucking comic.
all being canceled for first quarter 2018.
You know, I was in the comic shop today, and there was another comic shop owner that was in there, and he said that America sells relatively well at his shop, and he hates it too. And I have no idea people are buying this fucking piece of shit comic.
Yeah.
It's the worst fucking... Maybe not the worst, but it's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like mad and be like, oh, it's,
Zero.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it fucking 0, but it's fucking awful.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck is buying it and why, but it's barely even a comic book.
Well, it sounds like people heard some of your rants this year about it.
Yeah, stop buying it.
And the audience, even though some shops have good sales with it, aren't moving enough units.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm all for if you want to have diverse characters. All right, that's fine with me. But don't take a character and then twist it to meet your diversity needs, because that's fucking gross. And that's basically what they did with America. And when we had other comics at the time that were not getting the time of day, like Nighthawk was one of them. There's been a bunch of other comics that have been canceled. Power Lines is another one by Image that got canceled. Those were legit diverse comics that deal with real issues, not college bullshit.
Yeah.
Like they did real important shit.
Well, I want to highlight this too. Not that I read it at all, and I'm reading a ton of X-Men. I like Blue and Gold and Astonishing, and even Jean Grey. Iceman, I believe, was gay in his own book, and so some people had some issues. But here's the thing: if you're not selling, you're not selling. I mean, end of the day.
Well, and if there's backlash, this is the problem that I know there's probably any backlash. People are going to be like, "Oh, well, they're not buying it because it's a gay character." Gay character. Okay, no. If you wanted to buy the comic, you can buy the comic.
Yep.
And if there's enough people that are like you to buy the comic, then it will keep going. But if there's not, then there's not. That's not even saying that people don't like anybody that's gay. It's just saying that people are not buying the comic.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not just it has little to do with the fact that he's gay.
Well,
Because to be honest with you, most casual fans probably wouldn't even know he's gay if they picked the comic for the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too: Iceman isn't on the level of like a Wolverine, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, or whatever.
No, he's ancillary at best.
Yeah. Not
to make a level, but
yeah. I mean, he's very powerful. Don't get me wrong, but he's not on that like Mount Rushmore of Marvel characters, or anywhere fucking close. And even for hardcore X-Men fans, he's probably not in the top 5 for most people's favorite X-Men. No. If we're all being fucking honest and not being all rainbows and unicorns and shit.
Honestly, the reason why I know about X-Men is because of the Spider-Man Super Friends.
Yes, Iceman was on there. Yeah,
Iceman and Firestarter, I think her name was.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was cool. The other one that people kept telling me was popular, but I think it was a fucking joke. When I see Gwenpool on here being canceled, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, this was a joke fucking character. And,
But Spider-Gwen's doing really well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was watching a video earlier today, and they were talking about how popular that character is. Like, the
Good.
fact that she has her own, like, universe, or her own, like, standalone comic.
Good.
She's doing really well.
She's good. Yeah, I had her for a while.
Really popular with the cosplayers, too, because, I mean...
Oh, yeah, cosplay for sure.
They love the fuck out of her.
For sure. But Gwenpool seems silly. She seemed like a waste.
I'm kind of surprised that Luke Cage was canceled, because I hit that comic, and it's not bad.
Okay.
So,
Well, didn't Cyborg get canceled?
Cyborg is going to be
But at
canceled
DC,
after
but-
issue 20, yeah.
Cyborg was kind of trash, man. And I wanted to like
But it was started off strong, though.
It started out strong, and then they went on to some serious tangents.
Yeah, I couldn't stick with it. I wanted to support it. Definitely couldn't. The other one, again, we're glossing over this. possibly Captain Marvel. Whoa.
She's the one that's got a movie coming out, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
She's never really been super popular.
This is true.
So,
But I'm just saying, ahead of a film coming, you know, and we're going to see trailers probably in 2018 for this film.
Yeah.
We're going to see at least her in costume and some stills and all that other good stuff. Nothing on the shelves. Not a good look.
yeah, I want to say the movie would boost the comic sales. However, Luke Cage is on this fucking list. So,
And people
Yeah,
went
there you
crazy.
go.
Everybody saw Luke Cage on Netflix. You know what I mean? It broke the internet.
And you're basically getting the Luke Cage that was in the show.
Yep.
So-
So comics is cutthroat right now. I also have to say this is something that was a long running theme all throughout 2017 that we kept talking about again and again and again. Marvel's done some hit and miss shit sometimes with their newer characters.
Well, they went like social justice warrior-y on some of their comics.
and a lot of it didn't fucking work too well. A lot of it pissed some old fans off. A lot of the changes just weren't fucking sustainable. You know how like when you start with a number one,
Yeah.
you know there's high sales or whatever, and then 3 or 4 issues, 5 issues down, when you see that huge drop off,
Yeah.
you know, that's how you know that maybe the story is fucking trash.
But weren't they also like jumping around with the numbers too? I know
for
Cronenberg
sure.
mentioned that too. How they were like they went from 6 and all of a sudden they went to like 302 and then they went back down to like 10.
Yeah,
some
it's-
random ass shit.
It's been super confusing, and it's still that way today. I'm still like I have to go through my comics now to see where I got to pick it up at. You know, it's really confusing.
Yeah, they're definitely fucking up on their comics.
Damn.
Did the whole net neutrality thing happen like since the last? Because I don't see it on the list.
Yeah,
but
no,
I feel
put
like
It was
Speak
happening
on it.
last week.
Speak on it.
yeah. So I believe it was on Thursday they had announced that the whole net neutrality was gonna be removed because we want net neutrality, but was it 3 out of 2 or 3 out of 5 had voted that net neutrality needs to be revamped or redone or got rid of. So basically, what that means is that cable company or internet providers can, even though they're not supposed to, basically what the thing says, that they can prioritize who information gets through either faster or either get through faster or don't get through at all. Like they can say what content you receive or not. They have opportunities to raise their rates depending on what kind of data package you want to use. So if you want like a 10 gig a month plan, that shit they can raise the price or they can lower it. It's
where it can be more expensive for you to actually go to Netflix or Pornhub.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
your
They can charge you
bills
fees.
your bills will be split up by what services you want. So instead of your cable bill being, $50 for internet, now it's like $18 for Netflix, $20 Hulu, PSN $60 or PSN $10, whatever, since it's a monthly thing. $10 Xbox Live, what else? CW Network, whatever, and the list can go on, and then adds up to like $230 for.
Yeah.
So you have to pick and choose what you want to use.
But the thing that kind of sucks about it too, because I know Kronos uses the PlayStation Network for his video watching, but he uses an internet company for his internet plan, so they could jack up their fucking rates for that. They're like, oh, you want to watch shows that you can watch on our cable box? Well, guess what? You're gonna have to pay more money for that shit, which is fucked up.
The guy who was the poster boy for this,
fuck
what
that
was his
dude.
name? Ajit, I think.
I can't even pronounce it.
Saddam Hussein? No.
Yeah.
Oh,
God
fuck.
Damn. So I love the
That was
fucking.
kinda racist.
Yeah, it was. I love the fucking memes talking about nobody sent him Bob's and Vagine pics.
Yeah.
It's Bob's and Vagana.
Bob's and Vagana. Yes, you're right.
Bob's
you're
and
right.
Vagana.
Wait, did what's that one porn star? Didn't she say he tried to slide in her?
Yeah, that
DMs?
was
Oh,
fake.
Mia-
though.
Oh,
Mia
okay.
Khalifa. Mia
Yeah.
Khalifa is always talking shit about people sliding in her DMs.
She does, and
Yeah.
she puts them on blast too.
So there's been a lot of misinformation about net neutrality that's out there, and I think a lot of it is total fucking bullshit. Because people want to feed you just a line of shit they don't understand. And look, I used to be a network engineer. I'm still a storage engineer, so I still have I still delve in network engineering. And the shit that people are saying today is just total fucking bullshit. I've seen smart people misspeak about this shit because it's out of their fucking realm. And it makes me fucking angry.
Preach on it,
They
man.
just talk out of their fucking ass about this shit. Because they want to say, oh, well, nothing's going to change. Or well, what they're doing now is protecting the corporations from getting unfairly treated. And what they don't fucking realize is that, listen, we already have tiered services for the internet. So when somebody comes in, they're like, oh, well, you're paying for a pipe, and, well, the corporations, they have to pay more money for these pipes and blah, blah, blah. No, goddammit. There's a thing called QoS, quality of fucking service, all right? It's done on a fucking basic level on everybody's fucking internet. They cap you on a fucking policy basis. So you cannot go over a certain amount of bandwidth. So if somebody tries to tell you that, oh, well, with net neutrality, they can just have anything going anywhere, and then your bandwidth is open. No, it's fucking not. Look at your fucking internet bill. It tells you exactly how much fucking bandwidth is the maximum that you're gonna get. That's exactly what the fuck it is. So when somebody tells you that bullshit, they're just talking. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because I've set up fucking QoS shit. I set up fucking bandwidths before for fucking different servers and fucking networks and shit like that. And that's the way it works. Look, I give you a pipe that's fucking 100 gigs. That's all you're getting. Doesn't matter how much fucking data you download. You only get 100 gigs, megs down. Probably not getting 100 gigs down. That's fucking fast.
Yeah. I was gonna say, damn.
You're gonna get 100 megs down. That's the constant amount that you can get. That's all you can get. All right. So when people try to sit there and be like, "Oh well, now with net neutrality, people can just get whatever they want, and corporations losing money." No, they're not losing money because they're still giving you the same fucking pipe, and they're still gonna give you the same pipe now. You're gonna pay for the same shit, except for now the problem is that they can throttle your service. People just gloss over the fact that the reason why we had net neutrality put in was because corporations were throttling fucking internet services based upon their own financial interests.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the problem.
And they used that bullshit like, oh no, we need the fucking money to improve on our infrastructure so we can make things better for people. But like,
yeah, that's bullshit too because they've constantly improved infrastructure since the internet was fucking born. It hasn't slowed down at all.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like cell phone carriers, they've improved, like Sprint and shit like that. They've improved their fucking infrastructure.
Oh yeah.
You cannot sit there as a corporate. This is how fucking capitalism works, dumbasses. You can't sit there with the same product year after year and not improve upon it. If Comcast gave me the same internet pipe as I had in fucking 1995, I'd get off fucking Comcast.
Yeah, no shit.
Like that, everybody would. But the fact they offered me fucking 200 megs down is why I fucking have their service.
Yeah, that's exactly why I went with them. They're all, oh, you want the blast? I'm all the blast. Oh, it's 200 megs now. I'm all done. Sold.
Yeah.
Sold.
And that's what people they don't understand. They have these stupid ass talking points, mostly by conservatives now. And I'm not a liberal. I'm squarely in the fucking middle. But it's mostly conservative fucking morons. There's a guy that I actually kind of respect, Ben Shapiro. You guys heard of him?
I saw him.
And he talked totally out of his ass. Like, dude,
him.
you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
He's a smart guy, but yeah.
Well, one interesting thing I saw, they talked about how like I can't remember the party that voted on the net neutrality, whatever. But they literally had a website that they made available for people can post their comments to say like what the people think. Like people can go in there and voice their fucking opinion and shit like that. And I think it was like 22 million people had went on the site, posted up what they thought about whole net neutrality, and those fucking people didn't give a fuck. They were like, "Oh, that has nothing to do with us." They didn't take into account what people fucking wanted. They went basically off of what corporations were fucking feeding them, and that's why the internet's gonna fucking suck eventually.
Yeah, well, eventually, soon. We're talking probably within a year.
Yeah, and this bullshit just happened in other countries too, and obviously, as Kronos had mentioned, we have
China.
We have a history of this, not in this country as well.
But there is a little bit of glimmer of hope that it can be
fought in the court. It can be overturned in the courts.
Yeah, and for people that were like, "Oh, well, nothing's gonna change about your internet provider," Comcast in particular, they changed the day after this shit happened. They changed the net neutrality pledge because they had a net neutrality pledge on their website for a long time, and they changed it to, I forget, they removed the part about how they will not charge more for extra shit.
Yep.
They removed like 3 lines.
Yep, and it makes it more vague, and it doesn't hold them to not changing anything.
They should have showed a GIF of David Chappelle saying,
"It's a gift.
Gotcha, bitch." It'd all be a gift to me. GIF.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, they changed their thing to instead of saying "we will not block or slow down or discriminate against lawful content," they changed it to "we do not block or slow down or discriminate," because they will in the future. I mean, they can.
They're going to.
They're gonna,
of course, they're going to. They're Comcast.
And I am not for government overregulation, but this is one of the things where they need to regulate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what people don't seem to understand is that when you compare the internet to like a utility like water, it's a bad comparison because it is costing internet providers no more money to give you extra. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. It's already covered by electricity, all right? So your electricity bill is part of your fucking internet bill, all right? Because it's paying for the transmission line to get to you. All right, so when somebody says that, oh, you have some pipe and now somebody could, I guess, use more, but you can't because it's already fucking limited by QoS. So I can't stand that fucking argument. I have to hammer that home to people, is that your shit is already capped. And I guess just most people don't really understand that.
Yeah.
I would say if let's say like net neutrality was removed and the internet company was like, oh, we need more bandwidth for doing stuff like this and this and that. I need my fucking holodeck. Like, I need some fucking, some serious ass fucking YouPorn virtual reality shit happen. Like, not virtual reality. I need reality type shit happen if you're going to charge me more money for my internet.
Porn industry is what always determines shit for me online.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be paying. I mean, they have the money, but there's going to be sites that are probably going to go away.
Yeah.
I'll probably be on the dark web more, but I'm just saying.
Doesn't matter. They'll just
Yeah,
they could block the
could.
dark web from you.
It's very true, but
Damn.
I'm trying to get. I'm gonna be like that.
No more Tor sites.
Yeah, it'd be like that one dude. Someone said he was downloading since.
But
like,
how Mr. Robot's going to fucking hang out with
Oh shit.
B-Ray?
We should segue
Oh.
real quick.
Oh.
Mr. fucking Robot had a fucking killer goddamn motherfucking episode.
Can I ask you a question?
Was it the season finale?
I think that was the season
yeah,
finale,
it was.
yeah.
Mid-season or season finale?
season.
I think it was the end of season 3.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I know Stitch would love to get in here next week and talk about his girl, fucking FBI, Grace Gummer. Yeah, but basically the used car salesman is the most gangster motherfucker in the fucking world. He's a good fella.
Dude, I did not fucking see what he was about to do coming. I was like, he pulled like when he was talking to the redhead, I was like, look, he pulled a Carol. He's like, look, just look up, look at the sky, taking a deep breath from the nature and shit like that, and just relax. Like, don't worry, you're gonna be. And then, he fucked that dude up.
Yep.
Spoiler, sorry.
Yeah, there will be some spoilers.
Yeah.
Favorite thing in it though is BD Wong kills everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He's scene stealer.
I love fucking...
He's not even in it for that long.
No, but he's just in the bed giving orders and whatnot.
No, he was
in the
bathtub.
I'm sorry, he's in the bathtub giving orders.
With this fucking iPad.
But used car salesman comes up to
makeup.
his lackey boy, and was like, "I used to be you, pretty boy."
Yeah, right. He's like, don't tell me what the fuck to do.
I don't take orders from your bitch ass. And got right in his face, and I was like, "That's
He
fucking."
didn't just get right in his face. He fucking like grabbed him by the face, like, look, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I've been you. I'm taking my fucking sabbatical that I've been needing to do it. Don't fuck with me.
I just killed a man with an axe brutally. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah. Like he was chopped. He just kept going, and he was like telling a story as he's chopping.
Yeah.
It was all
Yeah,
bad.
he transformed on
he
that
had some,
shit.
He had some aggression to take out on that dude. He's
Okay,
like,
so he didn't like him, obviously.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He hated that cuck.
Yeah, it was all bad.
but like, I didn't think they were gonna show him chopping him because they just showed him like swinging the axe, but then they panned out and they
you
just
see
showed
the
him
axe
like
stuck in him.
I was like, damn.
Oh damn.
The other-
Joey Badass has got good aim.
Joey Badass is fucking awesome. But the other greatest thing ever, Angela still seems cuckoo, and fucking old man was like, "I'm your daddy."
See, that part confused the fuck out of me because wasn't he trying to smash earlier?
It's hard to tell.
It doesn't.
But
It's
then
not very clear.
He definitely cared for her.
Yeah.
He didn't. I don't think he made a pass on her that I can recall. But I still think Joey Badass is her real daddy.
Ah,
she calls him
goddamn.
that. She calls him that.
So he's not. He's only her daddy in the bedroom.
Oh,
'Cause
on
she-
Black Patrol.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Damn.
But
yeah.
that scene with fucking Joey Badass was fucking dope. Like, I was like, man, Darlene's about to get fucking dealt with. But then
Yes.
everything's fucking changed. But once I saw he got his text, like, I saw your post, and I was like, oh shit, this is not going to go the way it's going to go.
This is not gonna go the way you think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
But I like how Joey Badass was like, when he talked to, not to Mr. Robot, but what's Elliot. He's like, he thought, look, I like you, dude. Like, he pretty much gave him props. Like, hey, I hope what you said is really going to happen because I don't want to have to kill you.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, this, the way this is gonna go, this don't pan out.
But I love when the FBI chick comes back and he's like, hey, you want to take a little sweet little hit off of this Mary Jane or something like that?
Yeah.
He could tell. He's like, welcome to the industry or something like that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, welcome to the fold.
Yeah,
new member. Here's your orientation package.
I think Grace and Elliot are gonna team up and take them down.
Oh. Yeah, because she got.
I called her Grace. What's her name in the fucking
Dominique.
Dom, yeah.
But that scene where he's like, "Look, don't you have a nephew?" Like he was he wasn't off the top of his dome. He was looking at his hand like, "Hey, don't you have a nephew named such and such who lives at such and such?" Like he the fact that he wrote his notes down on his fucking hand was fucking great.
Yep. Well, I even like the scene of Dom getting kidnapped.
Oh,
She,
yeah.
she was so suspicious. She was like, this is fucking dirty. I know this dude is dirty. There's cameras in this garage. I should be fucking safe. He was like, nope.
Oh, clocked her.
Punched her right.
He was
and
like, what
took
is
her.
that?
Yeah. He knocked her the fuck out.
So did.
I was like, damn. She woke up tied to the car.
Yeah.
And then, like, they were trying to offer her a deal. She's all, never turn coat. And then he's like, no, you work for us already.
Yeah.
But now I'm
didn't
sad.
fuck
There's
that.
gonna be no more Dom and fucking.
Oh, no.
Darlene. Yeah, no more
scenes.
no more scissor sisters.
She was like, you fucked up my life.
Yeah,
I fucking
you're a
hate you. I
terrible
hope you
person.
die.
Yeah, that
But-
pussy was not worth it.
They'll fuck again.
The scene at the end confused me. Like, did she just randomly walk into, like, did she already know that prostitute, or was Darlene working at the
I think
prostitute?
she
Like, that
just
shit
met-
confused the fuck out
I
of me.
think she just met them because they're like, oh, I'm glad I met you tonight or something.
Yeah,
And I
that
was like,
was-
what the fuck?
Yeah, that was at the end. That was a drug dealer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the guy
Yeah.
that Elliot bought that big ass bag of morphine
And
from.
it's funny. No, it wasn't that guy.
No,
it was the
way
guy.
before that.
So in the first season,
Yeah.
Ellie was smashing on this one chick that lived in his apartment complex.
I thought that guy's
and-
dead.
No, he went to jail.
Yeah.
Oh.
Elliot fucking did some dirt on him and got him arrested, shit like that. But the fact that he's back is like. But what's so funny about that whole scene too is that Darlene's friend was like, "Oh, you want to come up there and fuck your brother or stuff like that? Because he probably needs to get fucked." And she's like, "Oh yeah, he hasn't been fucked in a while." And right when he said that, I was like, "Yeah, he hasn't fucked since that drug dealer chick."
Yeah.
And that's when homie pulled up. I'm like, "Oh fuck, this is not gonna be good whatsoever."
Yeah, that was a great. The guy who was it, not Sam Raimi, whoever the fuck, Sam Ismail.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking great director.
Genius.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
And he writes.
I don't
He
know.
writes
I don't know any of his previous work. I don't know if he has any previous work, but
That's a good question.
this has been like really ingenious. Like since the first season, caught me really well. Especially the fact that they use like semi-realistic looking hacking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's way better than Hackers. Even though I love that movie. It's one of
Gotta rewind the tape on that
Hackers is
one.
cool.
yeah,
How you can
see
hack on with a Mac?
Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie's titty.
you don't hack with a GUI. I'm just it's all-
Yeah, it's like a GUI system for fucking hacking.
But just
that's funny.
with this show, like even just the first season, it was like, oh man, this shit's so fucking good. Like, how can you top this? Next season got fucking better. Then next season got even better. It's like, damn, this show is fucking great.
So we learned a little bit of truthiness about
Oh, yeah.
Elliot.
Elliot's fucking
So
crazy.
there was a huge plot point about him being thrown out of a window by his father. So he had this animosity towards him, and then Darlene tells him, "You jumped,"
Yep.
and he's like, "What are you talking about? Dad pushed me." She's like, "I was there."
Not only did he jump, he was freaking out and like smashing the house to the fucking
Yeah,
basement.
so he had an
Tweaking.
episode.
because they got caught trying to
And
steal a camera.
Darlene says she was in the closet and she saw
Oh, yeah, she was in the closet. She
everything.
came out with fucking Dom, didn't she?
Oh,
R.
damn.
Kelly in it up.
Damn. So,
But what's interesting about the fact that, you know, his dad didn't push him, it takes me back to the scene on the bridge, because there's a scene where, this is back before he knew Mr. Robot was his imaginary friend or whatever, because they're sitting on a pier and he's sitting on the rail thingy, and Mr. Robot pushes him off of that too.
remember that, yeah.
And then after the fact, we learned that Mr. Robot's imaginary, and then we saw a video of him just fucking jumping.
Yep.
So it's like, dude, like, what the fuck is going on with Elliot? He is extremely crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised if the show ends with him just being in a mental hospital in a coma.
Yeah,
or
just
some
hugging
shit.
himself.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if
With
he
a jacket.
I won't be surprised if he kills himself, or Mr. Robot kills him. Therefore, he kills himself.
I mean, we've already seen them basically lie to us for an entire season.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Which was fucking so good. Like,
So I was.
and it all makes sense.
Yeah, it made sense, but I was still pissed. Fucking bastards.
Holy fucking shit. God damn, we have gone long as fuck. Should we actually get a little bit of an update, maybe on New Orleans from you, Blue? I'm looking at you.
Well, I kind of want to wait. I wanted to wait till Stitch was here because I wanted to talk about something.
We can save it if you
But
want.
then again, like the shit that happened, I'll tell you one story that happened because it just shit was fucking crazy as
Tell
fuck.
the gay bar story.
So yeah, that's what this is gonna be about. So I went to New Orleans with the Sweetness and two of her friends, Manamana and her friend Dorothy, and
I didn't know when I went.
yeah, she went.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because remember you told me like, oh, if you get in trouble, like she's a blue belt now, so she better protect you.
She'll put
Yeah.
Wait,
people up.
I thought her name was Holly.
Well, that's her other name.
Keep going.
But anyways, so this was our second day there, and we were just kind of walking around, sightseeing, I was taking pictures and shit like that. We were kind of going to places, drinking. We had dinner or lunch at this really nice ass fucking restaurant, good fucking food in New Orleans. So we go to this place called the Ice Bar, and I'm a big fan of old fashions, and there was one fucking bartender making drinks for like everybody. This place was fucking packed at one point, but he made like the best. Like I was like, hey, how do you make your old fashioned? He's like, I'm making like this, bruh. And he made him and shit. And he was a white dude talking like this, but he made my drink. I'm like, oh my god, this is so fucking good. So we had like maybe 4 or 5 drinks there. And it's funny because, like, I don't like martinis, but there was a guy at the bar. He's like, this guy makes the best fucking martinis you ever had in your whole life. I'm like, all right, let me try one. I had it. It was the best fucking martini I ever had in my goddamn life. It was so fucking good. So anyway, so we're all drinking. Then we leave there. We go kind of more sightseeing. I'm taking pictures. And one thing, when I'm hanging out with the Sweetest and her friends, like, she seems to not, like, she forgets that I'm there. So
This is a common problem in our relationships.
yeah, but like I know it's a common problem. So I stopped to take pictures, and they were going to go to it because we're going to do a voodoo vampire tour, ghost tour thingy, right? And so I stopped to take a picture, and this is late at night, so New Orleans starts it starts getting really packed down there in the south or by Bourbon Street. So I'm like looking to see where she is. I'm like yelling at her name, and I can't see where she went. And like I think I see her, and I'm screaming out her name, and she doesn't like respond back. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? So like. I go that way. I don't know where the fuck they went. Like, they basically just goddamn disappeared.
All right.
So, I'm walking around, and, like, I didn't know where the tour was going to start. So, I go into a bar, like, because everybody kept telling me, like, you need to get a hand grenade, I'm like, all right,
Yes.
I'm going to have a quick hand grenade. So, I get a hand grenade. She texts me the location. I'm fucking mad because, like, you know, we're in New Orleans. Like, we've heard stories about people getting fucking robbed and shit like that. So, we all got to be, like, looking out for each other. And so, we get to I get to the location. I'm the last one of the party to get there. And I get to the party, and I was the only guy out of like maybe 10 females, and the tour guide was a female too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I definitely had more. I had a bunch of drinks. Everybody in the party had a bunch of drinks, and so.
Oh, are you gonna tell us a Harvey Weinstein story, or what's going on?
No.
Okay,
I was being respectful, but basically, like, we went to one tour thing, and like they started kind of bashing on guys, and I'm like,
oh,
I don't like that's not fucking cool. Like, she like. Oh, a woman would have done it better. I'm like, okay, yeah, a woman would have done it better, but it probably could have still been kind of shitty situation anyway. So we like Nancy's like kind of arguing at me like, how did you get lost? Like, why didn't you tell me that you stopped to take pictures and blah blah blah? I'm like, you should have been like, I did say something that you probably didn't hear me because she doesn't hear very well. So we're arguing, walking there, and like the other party, there were 3 black girls, and they're like, y'all need to just squash that shit. I'm like. I'm drunk, so my patient level is non-existing.
You put my sister, bitch, who is you?
Yeah, basically, I was like, and like I made a comment about their beanies because they're 3 girls. They're wearing fucking beanies. They're all the fucking same except different colors, and it made me think of the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh,
so I'm already mad. So like me and Anthony are arguing, and Sweetness, we're arguing, and we're like I kind of push her, not even push her, like shove and push her over. She grabbed my arm, and I pulled myself away from her. And I'm like kind of stumbling. I'm just walking to where the next stop place is, and she's like screaming at me. And we get to where the tour guide is, and I'm like not paying attention to her. And then all of a sudden I hear a fucking loud ass crackling sound. The tour guide busted out a fucking taser on me.
What
She's like,
the fuck?
She busted out a taser. She's all, you need to fucking leave. You have to fucking go. And all the other 3 chicks, the black chicks, were like, yeah, you need to go. We don't need this kind of shit happening with this. I'm like, fine, fuck it, I'm done. Fuck this goddamn tour. Fuck all you guys. I'm out. So I fucking leave, and I'm not gonna leave like my wife behind. So
hold on. not like Stitch.
Stick to be doing that. We got evidence.
So anyway, like I'm like walking by and I see a group of guys. I'm like, look, these guys, they look cool. I was just hanging out with a bunch of females. I'm just gonna go here and just like make friends with them.
All right.
So I'm like, oh hey guys, what's up? Are you guys going into this bar right now? They're like, oh yeah, we're going in there. I'm like, all right, cool. I walk in that bar. I'm like, this is not a straight person's bar. This is a it wasn't a super gay bar, but it was definitely a gay bar. So I go in real quick, take a quick piss. I come out, and there's TVs like all around, like almost like a sports bar, like what you would see in a sports bar.
Yep.
But what would you see? What would you expect to see in a sports bar?
Man on man,
Oh, you
ass
saw
fucking.
Jones in
There
Jones.
was guys fucking. They were showing porn on the screen, but I didn't notice it at first because I was like,
You edit it out of your brain. You're just like,
yeah,
that's
I
not
was
real.
I was drunk. No, because I didn't. You have to like look up to see it, and so like
He was like horrified.
I went to go piss, and I came out and I started talking to the guys I walked in with, and they were like, "Oh man, where you from?" And I'm like talking with them, and like the guy's like, "Oh, you see how that dude took that dick?" I'm like,
What the
"What?"
fuck?
I look up and I just see a fucking another dude just pounding another. I'm like,
Damn.
I am in a gay bar, but I'm like, fuck it, like gay people are cool. So like I'm talking with them, and they're like we're all joking around. I tell them the situation. They're like, yeah, man, that's kind of fucked up, but yeah.
You tell them about your wife and all.
And they're all like, "This is why we're gay."
Yes, they did say that. I kid you not. But no, these guys, they were cool because like I had told them about like that one time we went to a gay bar in Vallejo, and like that situation. They're like, yeah, you know, people have all these speculations, but
That shit was fun, by the way.
and this situation was fun too because these guys were like really friendly. One guy was like, he's like, how do you know you're not gay? I'm like, dude, I know I'm not gay.
Hey, did they do the thumb butt test?
No, they did not. At least.
You ever had a prostate orgasm?
Yeah.
How many knuckles they fit in there?
But no, these guys were cool. But it was funny because like the way they kept flirting with each other, and they were like, one guy was like, he thought, bitch, you don't know what you're talking about. I had you last fucking night. I was like,
shit.
oh, this shit was, but it was so fucking funny. But no, these guys were really cool. And I forgot the name of the actual club, but like
This is on Bourbon though.
no, it's kind of off of, it's in that general area.
No, if you keep walking down Bourbon Street, it turns into the gay district.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, I know.
It might
Yeah.
have been on the actual same street.
What it's a funny thing is no, it wasn't because I googled it and tried to find out exactly where it was because
Okay.
I don't remember the actual bar. Like I actually went back and researched to find out where the fuck it was. But apparently this bar is like the oldest gay bar in New Orleans, so it has a bit of a back history. And like
Backdoor
yeah.
history.
Damn.
But yeah, it was really cool. And like eventually, the Sweetness texted me. She was worried about me and stuff like that. So I met up with them and went.
Did they come to the gay bar? Or
No, I met up with them at some pastry thingy. So, but yeah,
Told them
that's
to come to the bar. I'm at the bar.
that's one of the funny stories.
With
But
the
then
boys.
but then after that, like everything was cool. We kind of walked down Bourbon Street, and I got this cool like this drink. It was
I was gonna say you brought your own fucking cup.
but look, it's fucking cool
Glass.
because it's fucking like lights up and shit.
Yeah,
It's
the
kinda cool.
resurrection.
Yeah.
got a skull on it.
So this place I went to, they were on Bar Rescue, and it's funny because when I went there, I'm like, oh shit, do I get a discount since I see you guys on Bar Rescue? They're like, no, you have to pay more.
Oh.
God damn.
But yeah, that was one of my New Orleans
How does
stories.
that make sense? You had a shitty business, and somebody helped you, and I got to pay more.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why
That's
you
good.
got no money.
That's a good story. I didn't see that twist coming.
Yeah.
That shit was good.
Neither did he.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
All right.
But wait, so it's funny because wait, one more part of the story. One of the guys gave me their business card. I fucking forgot to bring it, and like it's funny because like I was drunk. The drunk blue was out. So like the next day, I was going through my pocket and I pulled out like a card and it's like a fucking naked dude. I'm like, what the fuck is this? There was two black people in that gay bar. It was me and some other dude, and I got his card. But I'll bring it in next week.
He was the top though, right?
No, he was the bottom.
Oh, okay.
He was the
Our
one.
bottom.
He was the one that was talking shit. The other guy was like, "Didn't I fuck you last week?" But
God damn.
it was fun. That made the story funnier. Like it went from a bad situation, me almost getting fucking tased by some rando, to me hanging out with gay people having like a cool conversation.
Almost getting prostate tased.
But
All right. God damn it.
that gay porn, dude, that shit.
Jesus Christ. You want to save the holiday buying guide till next week?
Christmas is on Monday.
Yeah, it's on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just fucking skip over it, I guess. We'll do the golden eggplants next week.
Yep. Okay.
Shit.
So let's round it then. I mean, we've gone.
Yeah.
Kronos, what you got popping? This is Christmas weekend.
I'm still working on my fucking car.
Oh, damn.
So
it's like a month?
Yeah, hopefully it'll be done this weekend. It's been a pain in the ass, but whatever. It is what it is. My oldest daughter flies in on Friday. I'm looking forward to seeing her again.
Cool.
So that'll be great. Christmas is coming up, so Merry Christmas, and for y'all that don't celebrate Christmas, it's just not for fucking everybody. All right, Happy Holidays.
There you go.
So one of the things that I hate about this time of the year is that I'll say Happy Holidays, and some motherfucker will be all angry. Merry Christmas, bitch! Shut the fuck up. Like, if you tell me Merry Christmas, I will say back to you Merry Christmas, even though I don't fucking believe in Christmas. And technically, neither do you dumb fuck. If you have a Christmas tree in your fucking house, you don't believe in fucking Christmas, because it's fucking pagan.
Yeah.
So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Santa Claus isn't fucking Christian. None of that shit. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, yeah, just don't be a dick for the fucking holidays, all right? So if somebody says Happy Holidays to you, don't get fucking angry. They might not be fucking Christian, which is highly possible in America.
Yeah.
There you go. Krampus will get you. Old Ninja, what you got? Populating.
So in 2 days' time, I'm gonna check out this Bright film with Will Smith
Yeah,
and
look
Orcs.
forward to that too.
Yeah, so it's Friday, right? Yeah, it's Friday. I'm gonna try to check it out sometime this weekend because it's a movie and not a series.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about that.
And then I'm also working on my car, but I just got one last thing because I've had some issues too. And then I'll probably be going out of town for Christmas, but I will be working through the weekend, unfortunately. And
Make that money.
gonna see The Last Jedi probably again this weekend, possibly tomorrow, and visiting some friends that are in town. That's pretty much it.
Good shit. Blue, what you got?
All right, so next week, the company I work for, they're due a holiday shutdown, so I'm off all next week. So I'm gonna do some shit. I'm gonna try to be busy. But last week I fucking forgot this was happening. But there's an anime out there called Eraser, which I fucking said was a really good anime that you definitely need to watch. It's definitely a drama anime. Well, there's a live action version of it that was just released on Netflix. So I'm gonna check it out. I haven't seen any reviews about it, but like I really like the anime, so I'm curious to see how they. But it's not American live action; it's Japanese live action.
Wait, which
and it's in
one?
subtitles. The anime Eraser.
Okay, yeah. So I thought you were talking about Alita.
Oh no.
All right.
So Eraser, what it's about a kid. So if you ever seen Butterfly Effect, like there's this kid that can go back in the past and he's able to change the past. He's trying to solve like a murder of one of his childhood friends. Not even a childhood friend, but just somebody in one of his class. So I want to see how the live action does about that. I've been definitely catching up on Batman Metal. I'm like maybe 4 comics behind, but I'm definitely loving that shit. Like the whole story with like Batman being fucking like Batman or Bruce is Atlantean, like, or not, he's not Atlantean, or she's not Atlantean, but she has like a sword. She has surgery to make it so she can breathe on the water, which is fucking dope.
Well, she has Atlantean guts, basically.
Yeah, but what's also cool is I love the fucking Green Lantern Batman just because he gets the ring when the moment his fucking parents die.
Yep.
And that scene alone was fucking dope.
And he breaks the ring.
And he breaks the fucking ring. Like the ring is like, oh, your fucking willpower is at 90. It's at 100. It's at 120. I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? It's at 180, 200, and then it just fucking like breaks and she's like, that shit had me going. I'm also gonna play the episode 3 of the Telltale games.
Batman.
Since I was away last week and I have a chance to do that. The Sweetness and I are doing, or we're going to her family's house for goddamn tamales.
Tamales, fuck yes.
That's why you marry a Mexican girl. You get fucking tamales. But her cousin and them, they're doing a white elephant exchange too. So if you're going to a white elephant exchange and people have kids and they're like, oh, there's no limit for the amount of money you spend on the kids, but for the adults it's like $30. Do you still buy stuff for the kids, or you just be like, fuck them?
Maybe something small. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe something small. I don't know. Kids don't need much. Get them some books. Cheap kids books.
And then also since I'm off all next week, I'm actually gonna be posting this probably tomorrow. I'm actually gonna be offering a discounted rate for photo sessions for my photography company.
There you go.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna give it a discount for 1 hour photo sessions. So if anybody out there that's living in the Bay Area and you're looking for like maybe headshots, you want to update your Tinder profile with some new pictures, or if you need a family picture, if you want even a picture of your your pet, definitely check me out. Look up Daniel J Anderson Photography. You can go to danieljandersonphotography.com, or you can find me up on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Facebook, or on Instagram. Just hit me up in the DMs, and I'll reach out to you and let you know what my prices are for an hour.
Good shit. I am trying to desperately finish. I didn't finish it before the cast. The Juni Tae-sun finale for that anime, Zodiac Wars. Still loving some Assassin's Creed. We didn't really get into games this week, but I will say we are super fucking excited about the fact that we are almost done with the 3rd annual Golden Eggplant Awards. We should be able to pump those out this week, maybe Thursday, Friday. I'm looking at Old Ninja. I think he's the one going to do the work on that.
Yeah, we need, as a team, we just need to finalize it.
Yeah,
make sure everyone says we're okay, and then I can get it done.
We're very close, though. And also, last week, hopefully everybody heard it, Kronos and I had a really good interview with nerd comedian girl, Erica Inez. And we have one. Great. Yeah, she tried to school me on Poison Ivy being a great character.
Oh, she called you out.
Yeah,
rightfully so. She was like, "You don't know shit."
Nah, Poison Ivy ain't shit. I don't.
Did you get her recommendations?
No, I did.
You need to. What the fuck?
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
I think you gotta do it. You said you're gonna do it. Can't be a fucking bitch about it.
Nah, every time I read Poison Ivy, it's always disappointing, man. Every fucking time.
You'd be surprised though. I think I'm gonna send her the White Knight stuff and something else.
Yeah, there's something with Harley.
We usually send all of our guests
Injustice.
So.
Injustice too.
Injustice,
I thought.
yeah. Give her the first trade.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what else I'm gonna pick up too. Is Injustice.
Okay, good shit.
It's only like 99 cents an issue, so
real quick, hold on one sec. Janelle James, we got another comedian on Friday, so that should be another fun interview as well.
Oh, it's Friday? I thought it was
Thursday.
Thursday.
I think it's pretty sure it's Friday. Look,
we
have literally a Google invite on it. But go ahead.
If you are like looking for something for yourself, there's actually deals on PSN and Xbox Live right now. Go ahead and look, because like one of the Transformers game is $10. Assassin's Creed, I think, is discounted. Assassin's Creed Origins, it's discounted. There's a couple other games that are discounted. Just check their stores. You can download them digitally, especially if you want to surprise someone. I guess you can gift it to somebody so they can go to their console and download. Just go ahead and take a look. Even though we didn't have a holiday guide this year, there's something really quick, because I saw some really great deals on both stores. So
yep.
There you go.
All right, let's take
Hold on. Our interview is at 9 a.m.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right. Well, let's discuss it offline. All right.
All right.
Pretty much it.
So you can check us out on YouTube, obviously. If you're listening to us on SoundCloud, you can also listen to us on SoundCloud if you're watching us on YouTube. You can check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/BThenBTI. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook under BThenBTI. Check us out on Apple Podcasts. Go ahead, write us a comment, rate us 5 stars, let us know what you think. Be on the lookout for the Golden Eggplants 2017. Make sure you get out there and vote. Thank you to Matt from Prereq Live and Daniel and Gian from D&G Talk Shit. We hope to see all of y'all out there.
Hopefully there'll still be a podcast where they're arguing.
Yeah, the way they was arguing. Hopefully nobody stabs themselves.
Let's just get it over with and just fuck.
Gay club and barbing.
All that sexual tension.
Yeah, you can also find us on Stitcher, Player FM, and what's the Google one? I think it's Google Podcast as well. Or
Google Play. Yeah. You can find us on there.
Yeah, you can find us on there. There you go.
And you also can ask Alexa to play Black and Black Down Infinity.
You must ask her, what's the dankest podcast in the multiverse?
It's not going to be us.
Damn it! Long live Supreme Leader Kylo Ren.
R.I.P. Luke Skywalker.